Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the Chad Smith Podcast. My name is Chad Smith, and today is Thursday, April 28th, 2022, and I'm joined, as always, by my awesome two co-hosts from California. Please welcome back Sonny Conway and Spooky Morales.
Good morning, Chad. Good morning, Sonny.
What's up, guys?
Good morning, chat room.
Hey, what's going on, chat room? Yeah, we were just saying backstage that it feels right now. We're back together.
All is right with the universe.
Made it back from North Carolina without crashing the car. Whew. Big Willie didn't sell me to some black market human trafficking situation.
Now give us all those Big Willie secrets.
Oh, man, we got Big Willie secrets now.
Right?
I didn't know I was going to learn so much. For one, the man can sleep. Man, that guy can sleep.
Well, finally. I mean, all this time I was wondering if he actually did sleep.
I know. I think that's why Jake and I just let him sleep, because we were like, man, this guy probably never gets any sleep with all those kids. So we just let him do it. Good morning, Vera Ray. How's it going? Welcome back to the chat. Diesel Girl, good to see you. We got Spooky Morales in the chat room.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Brassel? We got Enzo in the chat. How's it going, Enzo? I see you backstage there, Robert. Hold on one sec there. Said hi to Diesel Girl. Hey, we got Jake Smith in the chat. Good morning, dude.
Who's that?
What's going on, Jake? Good
we
morning,
got
dude.
Anthony, unidentified S4. What is up, man? Good morning.
Oh, man, that show was amazing last night with S4.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a
Connor.
good show. I'm glad I caught that.
Eric. Dr. Wu.
Yep, that was over on the Paranormal Highway channel. Just go check that out. I'm sure we'll hear from Eric at some point today. Cassie, what's up, Cassie? Good to see you. Oh, we've got two guests backstage. Awesome. And let's see, we got Lee from First Floor Audio. Good to see you. Good morning, man. Everyone's coming on in. We got Zeta Pop. Good to see you. Facebook user. I'm going to have to go back and see who that is. Doesn't show me on here. And we got Christina Townsend. Good morning. Good to see you.
Christina.
She's the one that holds it all together.
Yep.
Yeah, she's been awesome. And I think we said hi to Enzo, right? Enzo, good morning. If I didn't say hi
It's
already.
because you didn't address him the proper way. The amazing Enzo.
The amazing Enzo.
The amazing
wins?
big winner, Enzo.
The big winner.
Oh, high roller.
Won big at the casino.
Paid for that trip.
Yeah.
Good
All right,
job,
I think I got
Enzo. Proud of
everyone.
you, man.
Hey guys, we got two guests backstage, so I definitely don't want to keep them waiting. We've got Robert and Brian from the PD Region Paranormal on YouTube, and also the host of the PDRP Paranormal Static podcast. So please welcome to the show for the first time, Robert and Brian.
What's going on?
fellas?
Hey, fellas. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Oh, you guys are official with the banner in the background. I like that.
Thanks, sir.
That's cool. So what time did we wake you guys up this morning? Are you guys on the West Coast?
Yeah, we're on the West Coast.
East
okay.
Coast. East Coast.
Yeah,
North
East
Carolina.
Oh,
I'm
you're in
on
North
both.
Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually on both. We're trying to help a group on the West Coast, so my hours is all tore up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, I just came back from North Carolina. It's a beautiful state down there.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys-
it gets hot as balls in the summertime though.
Yeah, I visited once before in June, I think it was, and it was unbearably hot. But this time it was way nicer. Went and checked out the battleship down there, and it was like 80 degrees and sunny. It's perfect.
And we just finished up a event at the battleship about a month ago.
The North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna have questions
there.
then. Yeah. So, wow, I didn't want to dig into that already, but now I have to. Did you guys? Did you see? Were you there by yourself? Or did you have the ship by yourself, or was it just a daytime tour?
No, we had it for the whole night. It was us and Our Haunted Lives from Paraflix.
Whoa, I'm jealous. Yeah, the whole time I was there, actually, we got asked when we were up on the deck. Some lady walked by and she was like, "You guys are like paranormal researchers, aren't you?" And we're like, "How do you know that?" And she said, "I just saw you were all wearing black and had your phones out." I'm like, "Huh? Well, that was a good guess." We're not here doing any paranormal stuff, but we're definitely into that kind of stuff. And yeah, so she, I think we gained a subscriber out of her and her husband.
Yeah,
But
that's awesome.
so yeah, you got the ship for the whole night. That's awesome. What part of the ship were you primarily? Did you have access to like everything that the visitors had access to?
We actually had access to the places the visitors couldn't go. They even let us go to the torpedo room.
Oh man, that's awesome. So did you have the lights on?
Nope. Lights out.
The lights were out. Man, we were just talking about this on the way there, on the way back home. We're like, man, wouldn't that be cool if we could just go back when there's no people there and have the lights out? And I asked Big Willie that was with us if he would stay the night there if it was just us, and he's like, I don't know if it would have to be like more than just him. And I'm like, yeah, it'd be a group. But
Yeah. Well, y'all
that's
can get it.
interesting.
You can rent it out for the whole night. All you got to do is call them and set it up.
Oh man, we're going back. We're going back, Jake. Get in the truck.
Will they let me fish off of it?
Nah, they won't let you. But you can't fish in there. Never mud.
Man, that's awesome. So what were the results? Did you guys do any EVPs, or what kind of equipment did you bring with you?
Oh man, we tested out everything we had there, and actually, it'll probably be another week or two, but the footage is all actually going to air on Paraflix.
Oh, okay. Well, you said Paraflix?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a website that you guys is like a network that you guys are connected to?
If you ain't never heard of it, Paraflix is like I guess streaming app.
Okay.
You pay a monthly membership, and you get to watch all the shows that's on there.
Okay. Sweet. Paraflix. Yeah, so it's just like Netflix, but for this kind of
Paranormal.
stuff.
Exactly right.
Nice.
And there is a lot of good shows on there. I mean, a lot.
Okay. Paraflix. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard of that. Paraflix Paranormal.
It's owned by Miss Natalie Jones and Patty Negger.
Let's see here. This is it here, this black and red?
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on here.
Yep, it's like $3 and something a month or $30 a year. But man, you could be on there watching stuff all the time. There's some really good stuff on there.
Huh. Interesting. I have to check that out. That's awesome. So so that's where your guys' footage is going to be?
Just for that one investigation. Yeah.
Okay.
Most of our other footage, you can check it out on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or either on the Parapost Network.
Okay, sweet. So what I learned when I was on that ship was that ship was hit by a torpedo, and it actually killed some sailors down where it was hit.
It actually killed 5, and that place is tight to get into, but it was very active.
It was very active, you said?
Oh yeah.
And see, they usually keep the torpedo room locked and, sectioned off because it's dangerous in there. Where the torpedo went through, there's not a lot of walking room in there.
Okay.
But they actually opened it up for us, and I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of activity in the torpedo area.
Whoa. Was it? I don't even know what to ask next. Was it like negative? Were they all negative?
No,
Feeling?
we
Or
didn't
was...
encounter anything negative there.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. Interesting. So it's
A lot
just
of residual.
residuals that just. Do they know what happened to them? You think?
I don't think so, but I do know there is at least one or two intelligence that we run in contact with. Especially when Brian was down there by the torpedo room, him and our lead investigator Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
He was at one end and Jeff was at the other end, and the only thing in between them was a walkway with a bunch of lockers, and it sounded like somebody took a baseball bat and just knocked the piss out the locker, and we got that on audio. That was cool.
That would freak me out. It's so quiet in there. I mean, as long as when I was there, there's a bunch of fans and stuff running, but I can't even imagine how quiet it would be, and then have a locker just get smashed like that.
Yeah, the only thing we had running for the whole night was the air conditioner in certain parts and the Wi-Fi. That was it. Everything else was off.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's interesting. Yeah, I got home and started doing a bunch of research on that ship, trying to figure out how many people were on it compared to compared to an aircraft carrier, because I've never seen. That was the first time I've seen a battleship in person, and then I've also never seen an aircraft carrier. So I was trying to compare the sizes. It's pretty crazy that there was like, I think operating was like 2,200 people or something like that, or 2,600 guys on that ship at one time when it was operational, compared to, like a modern day aircraft carrier holds like 5,000 or 6,000 people.
Yeah, we had like 5,500 on my aircraft carrier when I was in the Navy.
Oh, wow. So you worked on a carrier?
Yeah, I worked down in the pit. I was a whole sniper, as a machinist mate, working on the boilers and stuff.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Well,
And we actually used that to our advantage, because with him, being Navy himself, he knows the lingo and certain things like that. So we kind of used him as bait down there.
Right. Yeah, and so you probably had like a different connection with them too.
Oh yeah, it's like more personal.
Mm-hmm. And did you get that result when you were down there, where maybe you were talked to more, or you had more activity than other people?
Yeah. Look, like in the boiler room, I talked to lingo and stuff down there. Had a little reaction, and also up in the torpedo room, it's like I felt my arm burning. It's like somebody was touching me, like what had happened, because one of them actually burnt to death back there. So that was pretty cool.
Jeez. Yeah, that one room, I think it was called the boiler room. I don't know. There was like a big, like a gear reduction setup. It had a big GE logo on the front of it. That room, for some reason, I had a weird feeling in that room. And then, they were saying that sometimes you'd have to spend I think you were supposed to spend like a 4-hour shift in there, but sometimes they'd push you into like an 8-hour shift. And it was, sometimes it could get up to like 120, 130 degrees in that room.
Oh yeah, it gets hot down there.
Yeah, that's insane. So that's where you worked, is down in the boiler area?
Yep, mine was a whole lot bigger than that one though.
Yeah. Man, which carrier were you on?
CVN 76, the Ronald Reagan.
Oh, the Ronald Reagan.
Yep.
Interesting. Wow. So how many people were on that ship?
We had normal people on there. It was like around about 3,000. Then we pulled on the air wing. It was around about 55.
Whoa. So it's like a moving city, basically.
Oh yeah, that was on the biggest aircraft carrier in the Navy until they built the George Washington. What was it? The new one they built's the biggest one so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the Bush.
Man. Yeah.
So how scared did you get when it sounded like something hit that locker?
It ain't bothering me.
Yeah.
It don't bother you?
No.
That scared me, man.
I run towards it, not from it.
Oh man.
We running towards it with cameras, trying our best to catch it.
What was that? Yeah, because the worst thing is you don't want something to get all the way there and then something happens and you don't catch it,
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like, I just got to man up right now and just... and try to get it on camera.
Well, you got to look at it like we do. When you pay $700 to rent a location, you want to capture everything you can capture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. $700, huh? Jake, you hear that? You still got some on that credit card, buddy? Wonder maybe they'll let us set up tents right on the deck. We can camp out there.
We actually got us you can, but we got us a beach house right down there on the beach. And we made a weekend out of it, man. And I'm telling you, renting the beach house down there was cheaper than trying to get a hotel.
Really? What part of right on the ocean?
Yep, yeah, right across the street.
We were across the street from the ocean.
I wonder if you were down by by the ice cream shop?
We had an ice cream shop right beside us and the hamburger stuff right beside us. We can walk everywhere.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty good.
I wonder if you guys went down where we were, because we had dinner down there, and we were trying to figure out where to go just to see the ocean, because out of the three of us, I was the only one that's ever seen the ocean before, and none of us have actually been in the ocean. So we were trying to find a good spot just to check it out, and everywhere you go down there, you have to pay to park, seems like. I mean, even if you want to park on the side of the road, there's a meter somewhere.
Yeah. What was the name of the beach we were at there, Brian?
Carolina Beach.
Carolina, yeah.
Just Carolina Beach. I think that's about where we were at, but we went on the south end of that beach. There's like two walls, like seawalls that jot out, and then there's like a Coast Guard area where the Coast Guard boats go in and out. And everyone told us if you want to go where there's like the least amount of people, go check out like the area where the Coast Guard leaves and comes back in. So that's where we went and watched the sunset, and then tried to do some sky watching.
Well, the good thing about it down there, you also got Fort Fisher right down the road too, and that's a really good haunted location as well.
Fort Fisher, huh? We need to make another list, and we need to definitely go down there again. There's so much stuff to do down there. I was trying to find all the stuff, like all the attractions, and I had a whole list on my Google Maps of places to go. We ended up going to that train museum in Wilmington. That was pretty cool. It didn't feel very haunted, but it was cool to see all the trains.
Yeah, we got a big train depot here in Richmond County where we're at that we hold events in. And matter of fact, we're fixing to throw another event this year there. It's a really good location. It's old as dirt, and it's been moved from its original location. They just jacked this whole gigantic building up and moved it.
Jeez.
So once they moved it, man, I'm telling you, everything started happening in this building. The last event we did there, we got some of our best evidence in that building. I ain't gonna lie.
And that was after they moved it?
Yeah, after they moved it.
Yeah, I've always heard ghosts don't like that. They don't like change. Especially moving an entire building. I can't imagine how much activity that stirred up.
Yeah, and then the good thing about it, there was a brothel right across the street from where they moved it to. And the whole time we were in there investigating, we getting all these dirty comments from females on the recorders. And
really?
Yeah. Brian goes into the bathroom, says he has to use the bathroom, and we're all standing in the hallway out there. He comes out the bathroom and was drying his hands off where he just washed his hands. And he was talking to me, and all of a sudden, you could literally see his pants unbutton and fall to the floor right in front of everybody.
So ghosts have a little bit of a sense of humor even after they take off out of here, huh?
She did.
Yeah. That's good to know.
I see in the comments Melissa Nicole, my cousin. What's up, sissy?
Oh, Melissa's your cousin?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. When is the next ghost walk?
The next ghost walk is going to be around Halloween, and we're not doing Rockingham this year. We're actually moving it to Hamlet, North Carolina. So the train depot that I'm talking about will be incorporated into the ghost walk that we're doing.
Oh, sweet. She says, I've got a brothel next door.
She ain't kidding either.
Oh, my God. She's funny. Oh, man. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't know that's a small world. Cassie could have
Yeah.
told me that. I didn't know you guys were cousins.
Yep.
So
That she
did
is the only female in the family. Honestly, all a bunch of boys, and she's the only girl.
oh, so that's why she's the tough one.
Yep.
That's cool. Oh, small world. So you're from Rockingham too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we went through there on our way home. From where were you? Oh, Wilmington. Yeah, Wilmington's got some expensive food, man. We couldn't eat anywhere cheap. I was like, man, we gotta go to. Is there an Arby's around here?
You
All
don't
the
go to
restaurants.
Arby's. Don't go to Arby's in Rockingham. That's the highest place we got here.
That's the high rolling place, huh?
I ain't
Yeah,
lying.
man.
You go in there and
Wilmington.
get you a beef and cheddar, a fry, and a drink. You talking about $18?
Yeah, they were talking. Yeah, it was like $16 for a burger where we went to eat right on the ocean. I was like, huh. Good thing we're only doing this one time this whole vacation.
What was that barbecue place that we did down there at Wilmington, Brian? You remember?
Max Speed Street.
Yeah. Now that place was freaking amazing, dude. And I'm gonna tell you, the price was not bad.
It was a barbecue joint.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like a biker barbecue joint. It's kind of the feel that you get when you go in there.
Yeah, we're going back. Definitely got to go back. It's such a great area and a lot of places to see. I got to spend more time on that ship. When we were walking in there, I didn't realize that you could buy like an annual pass, and I didn't know that there was enough to see to even spend money on an annual pass. But once I got in there and saw the artifacts and all the things you could read, and you could definitely spend some time in there, especially if there was nobody else in there with you.
They had the upper
imagine.
levels closed off, so doing a lot of work on the upper levels now. So
Yeah, you can't even get up there.
So we weren't able to get up there yet. So
Yeah, when we were there, they had a bunch of scaffolding all set up.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of remodeling in it.
So when you were on your carrier, when you were an active duty officer, or what were you there on the ship? You said you were a engineer?
petty officer,
Okay.
machinist mate.
Machinist, awesome. So yeah, when you were there, did you pick up on any energy that was in the ship?
Yeah, North Carolina, I did. I could feel a lot. They watching me, then I start talking to talk, and they would kind of like open up to me, from like they were more interacting with me than anybody else.
Huh. Interesting. And so, did you have like any conversations with anyone?
Not a lot. I mean, I think reason a lot of stuff I had because I asked permission to come aboard the ship before I went on there, and it seemed like they follow me around quite a bit.
Now, we did do the Estes challenge with Christy from Our Haunted Lives, and that got pretty interesting. I mean, it got so interesting we wound up having to pull her out.
Really? And was she the one initiating the conversation?
No, we were asking the questions. She was just pretty much saying what came through the box.
She was blindfolded down there where the torpedoes hit, and I was back in the corner. I was the one asking the questions. It was basically she was answering the questions, what she was hearing, what I was asking.
Okay.
But she was wearing noise canceling headphones, so she could not hear anything he was saying. All the things she could hear was what was coming through the spirit box.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, this stuff's cool how that works. I never really believed in it until I got into this stuff, and then I watched I was over at AAP's Variety Channel. I was over at his house, and he was showing me a past reading that he did on one of his voice boxes, and
bam!
It's undeniable. Yeah, bam.
Yeah.
It's undeniable the stuff that comes through there. I mean, there's like direct answers to questions that he asked.
Well, you just think about it. When you're using a spirit box, it's AM and FM frequency scanning, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
PD Region Paranormal and our tech department with our other group, which is Paratech Laboratories, are in processes now where we have designed and developed, and we're testing a new radio that we come up with. And this radio is not AM FM radio. This radio has been designed to scan from 1 hertz to 500 hertz. So we're out of the megahertz range. We're down there at the hertz that the human body operates.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, where we've used it, I ain't gonna tell you no lie, man. You know how with a spirit box you might catch a word, where we're actually catching sentences now.
Really?
So once we get the kinks worked out of this, it will go up for sale on our website.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, it's gonna change. It's gonna change everything. It's gonna be a game changer for sure.
And that's in the app, like an app form?
No, this is a actual device.
Oh, okay. An actual device. Sweet.
Yeah, we try to stay away from the apps because there's so many unknowns about it.
Yeah. You just you don't really know how it was designed and what's embedded in it.
That's right. I mean, and just like we try to stay away from, there's a lot of equipment we as PD stay away from. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, everybody loves a K2 meter, and I mean, if you know how to use it, it really works well. But there's so many unknowns to a K2 meter that if you don't understand what you're doing, you're getting false readings. If you got a
Right.
phone close to it, if you're close to an electrical source, if you're using a walkie-talkie, there's just so many unknowns to it. So we just don't even use them. We just use a straight EMF meter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't really get into this before. I guess I should have. You got me excited with Battleship, but I never got into. If you guys could just go over how you got started with your group. That you guys are together with the Global United Paranormal Division, right? But
Yeah.
you're in
Well,
different regions.
no. Well, it started out, I was running Total Paranormal Investigations in South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and Brian was running Ghost Commander Paranormal here in Rockingham.
Okay.
And we just ran into a lot of drama with both teams. You get an investigation, you get it planned, and your plan is to go take care of the client. And then when you get there, half your team don't show up, and there's one or two people trying to do the whole investigation. It got aggravating.
Mm-hmm.
So me and him, we met up and we discussed everything, and we weeded out our teams. The ones that didn't want to do what they were supposed to do or give us the time, we let them go, and then we joined my team and his team together and formed PD. And we've been going strong for 5 years with PD. But now me and him both, each we have 27 years in the field. We started
Wow.
at 14, 15 years old, and we're still going today. So we have a lot of experience. Everybody in our group has a lot of experience, except for a couple of new people that just started.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been rocking hard as PD Region Paranormal. I mean, for a long time, we've done a lot of great things, helped a lot of people, and we met up with the guys from Global United Paranormal Foundation about what, Brian, 2 months ago?
Around about that month and a half, somewhere in there.
Yeah, we met up with them, and they decided, hey man, let's collab. We'll throw y'all's name out there, y'all throw our name out there, and that's where it started. So we threw their logos up on some pictures, and we on our Paranormal Static podcast, we would mention them, and they had us on their podcast. We've had them on our podcast, and then all of a sudden, it started getting a little more in debt,
Mm-hmm.
where they want us to help them start a North Carolina division because they're global. I mean, they're already watched and seen in 36 countries. So now they want to get into the East Coast. That's the only place that they hadn't got. They're in Australia, UK. I mean, they're everywhere, but
Mm-hmm.
they hadn't got to the East Coast yet. So me and Brian agreed to take over and run the Global United Paranormal PD division and help them get it built up until they get here, because their co-founders are actually moving to North Carolina. So once they get here, we'll hand it right back over to them, and they're going to run it. So
Okay.
it's just a collab group. All it is. We're still PD Region Paranormal, but we're working really closely. Matter of fact, we're working closely with about 6 other teams worldwide right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
We
that's
got
awesome.
2 teams in Australia. We got a couple teams in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
We got Brian Laverty with Hunt Phobia and Parapost out of Canada. We got a really tight network group working together, and all we're trying to do is build each other up and to proceed in the field, man. A lot of people, you take the word para-unity, they toss it around, and that's all it is anymore. It's just a word. It's nothing people's doing anymore. It's just a word. So
Yeah.
we're trying to take that and bring it back, man, where everybody's working together, throwing everybody out there, promoting everybody. trying to help everybody with their video editing or graphics, whatever they need. And so far, man, it's working out really, really good. We got a good thing going.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of people try to get into the whole YouTube thing, maybe with not a whole lot of experience, and then to get into a group like that, it really helps. You might as well just get into a network and just help each other build up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it's just
awesome.
like,
I'm glad it's working out.
Parapost Network. If you hadn't ever heard of it, it's an app that's come out, or you can do it online. It's for Android, iPhone. We even got it for Windows. It's out there, and it's called the Parapost Network app. Or you can go, if you don't want to download the app, you can just go to parapost.net, or you can go to the Facebook page, the Parapost Network. And pretty much right now on the Facebook page, it's podcast. I mean, it's a place for everybody to stream their podcast. And yeah, that's the app.
Sweet. Looks very professional. Parapost Network.
And what it is, it's a Facebook-like atmosphere for the paranormal investigators and paranormal seekers, that you can say what you want to say and you ain't got to worry about getting booted. You ain't got to worry about going to jail.
Yeah. Which is something we all need right now. We need a network like that.
For some reason, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but it's like you're getting targeted if you're in the paranormal field. And I don't understand what's going on. I mean, we were getting called out for nothing and threw in 24, 48-hour jails, and I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like they're over policing stuff. Like they're trying to go at that whole, they're trying to combat, misinformation, but you got to have something like proof or some kind of evidence to back up that the information is false. And with paranormal stuff, I mean, nobody's an expert, so it's kind of like you're at a catch-22 where you're supposed to prove these facts, and Facebook wants facts and proof, and it's like, dude, we're a group of investigators. We're investigating something. There's no proof, there's no experts right now, so.
That's right. 27 years in the field, and I still learn daily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'll never know it all. I don't care how good you are. If we did, we would already got the golden answer, and we wouldn't even be doing this anymore.
Right, and it seems like it's even more popular now than ever. So.
Oh yeah, there's teams popping up. They're popping up like left and right about every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised at the messages we get, and especially since we started Paratech Laboratories, man, where we actually building our own equipment now. You wouldn't believe the messages that we get of people that's, hey man, I just started a new team. Can y'all sell us a starter kit?
Oh, cool, man.
And our starter kit is nothing like the starter kit you're going to get on eBay or something. I mean, because most of them starter kits are a K2 meter, a recorder, and a spirit box with a flashlight or a laser grid. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And ours is going way different.
Can you go into a little bit more detail about like how yours is different and what's included with your kit?
Yeah, the starter kit that I'm working on right now is going to have a extremely low frequency recorder, and it's going to have a good EMF meter with tone, so you ain't got to be standing there watching it. It will beep. We're going to probably wind up throwing in a REM pod, and a good video camera, not a high dollar one, but a good starter video camera with full spectrum.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds like a solid kit. I found myself in the same situation a couple years ago when I was trying to find a good first aid kit to take out on the trails, and same thing. Like if you just buy a basic first aid kit online, or even if you spend good money on one, they focus a lot on stuff that you're not really going to use, like a million Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Like a million things that you just won't ever use. So
12 rolls of gauze with only one roll of tape.
Yeah. Yep. So there's YouTube videos on how to build a good first aid kit, and I ended up just watching those, and people in the first aid kit community helped me out there. So yeah, it's good to get into a community, and just if you have a question about anything like this, just get into it and ask the people that have been in it for so long. Like
Yeah.
like you said, over 20 years, 25 years.
And that's the way we are, man. We tell anybody that's in this field, man, if you need us, we're there. That's what we're there for. There's so many ways to contact us now. I mean, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We got our phone numbers listed on our website, our personal phone numbers. A lot of people don't even do that, but we did. We have WhatsApp. I mean, there's just so many ways. There's a contact us form on our page. Reach out to us if you need something, man. We not those people who's gonna figure something out that nobody else has figured out and keep it to ourselves to be famous or nothing like that. It's about research. That's what this field is about.
Yep, sharing information, sharing knowledge. That's awesome. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff to preach out, man, because a lot of people need to hear it.
But we've done a lot of places, man, and I ain't gonna tell you no lie. If y'all ever have, where are y'all located at?
I'm in southern Michigan.
I'm in California.
Southern California.
If y'all ever have a chance to come back over here, man, go to Radford, Virginia, and book St. Albans Sanatorium. I'm telling you, you need to try it.
What's it called? St.
Albans Sanatorium.
Sanatorium.
I can promise you it's the most hauntedest location on the East Coast by far.
Whoa.
This sounds scary. Here, let me pull up the website here.
If you're a skeptic when you leave there, you won't be a skeptic no more.
So this is the skeptic turner right here, this place.
I've seen that place make believers out of these people who just tell us we're crazy as crap till they go in there.
Man. July 30th, flashlight tour, $15. Well, the prices aren't too bad.
No. And so you can rent out the whole location. I think it's like what, Brian, $600 a night?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's for your whole team. Go in that afternoon and you ain't got to leave till the next morning. You even get to sleep in there.
Oh, creepy.
There's your next road trip, Chad.
Yeah, you guys did spend the night there?
Yep.
Many times. We've
really?
been there
Wow.
six, 7 times.
Whoa. So that's the place that you've seen the most activity?
And there's a lot of a lot of people use the word demonic loosely, and I'm not going to use that word, but I am going to say there's a lot of evil shit in there.
Really?
Yep.
What makes that place? Oh, it was the sanatorium, obviously.
It started out a boys' school,
Okay.
and the bullying was encouraged. It was a #1 football school, and they encouraged bullying to actually get the students tougher. And then it just got out of hand, and it got really, really bad, and it wound up getting shut down by the state. So after they shut down that school, then it turned into St. Albans Sanatorium. Mr. King bought it and opened it up. And it's where they were practicing electroshock therapy and all these rituals that didn't work. And
Right.
there's a lot of people they killed in there. A lot of people.
Oh, man. And what years was that place most active, or as the sanatorium?
It stayed running from back in the 40s, I think, till the 90s.
Oh, okay. So pretty recent relative to probably how old the building is.
Oh yeah, it's multiple buildings. I mean, it's huge. You won't go in there in one night and investigate the whole thing. That's why when we get it, we rent it out for the whole weekend. It's like $1,500-$1,600 for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So we just get it for the whole weekend, and we actually camp out in there. We'll take air mattresses and throw them. We sleep in the place. Wherever we find an active spot, we'll throw us a bed.
Mm-hmm. In that whole complex, where do you see the most activity?
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's not one. Well, if I had to say 2 hot spots for it, I'd have to say upstairs above the grand staircase around Donald's room, and downstairs in the bowling alley.
There's a bowling alley?
Yep. There's a bowling alley in the bottom of it where it was a school. It was something for the kids to do.
Yeah. and there's a lot of activity. So is the activity in the bowling alley negative, or do you get like a uplifting positive
Oh
feeling
no,
there?
the bowling alley is where everybody, even the Tennessee Rape Chasers and Taps and everybody, Resident Undead, all of these big name groups has been in there. They've encountered what they call red eyes down there. And red eyes, we can tell you from experience, he is very, very, very angry. Very angry.
Oh no. I wonder if he was like a teacher, like a mean, just a mean guy, teacher or something.
A lot of people call him Goat Man. That's what they call him.
Goat man?
Yeah, because if you look at every picture that's captured, you really can't see a whole lot of the upper features, but the lower features of the legs, they kind of go down and then they turn back like that of a goat would or a horse would. So
What's that?
They're trying to say
There's
he's
a-
non-human.
What's that creature called that we just heard about? That's part deer, Chad. Top's female, bottom's deer, like goat man.
Oh. Man,
Was it
I can't
Indian
remember.
thing?
Just the deer lady. We did it on JoJo Bone. Talked
Yeah.
about it. Enzo did an amazing
Enzo
piece
did
on
the
that.
presentation. Yeah. Yeah, the
Shout
deer
out to the
lady.
amazing Enzo.
There he is
There it
right
is,
there.
deer lady.
The deer
Yeah.
lady.
To answer a question from Melissa in the comments,
Oh.
she want to know what we thought about a Ouija board. We don't mess with a Ouija board, and we know how to open it, we know how to use it, we know how to close it, but it's just a tool that we stay away from. We have other divisions that can use that if needed, but we personally don't use it.
Mm-hmm. And is that because it sometimes lets in entities that you don't want to come out?
Well, we just found other ways to do the same thing without having to tote it around, pretty much.
I get what you're saying, yeah. Kind of
The
like
last-
different methods to get the same result.
Right. You know, the less equipment you have to carry with you, the lighter your load.
Mm-hmm. What about, have you used a pendulum?
No.
We have in the past when we had a sensitive medium with us, you know, she's used it.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't, as far as me and Brian know, we don't use it.
What's the tool that if you could only bring one with you, what would you bring?
A recorder.
A recorder, yeah.
Yep.
Just like a regular
recorder.
tape recorder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been told that before too, either a recorder or just a basic camera.
Yeah, I love my recorder because I'm telling you, man, we can get some really good stuff on a recorder without a spirit box or without anything. You got to open your mind and you got to tune in and you got to set your mind to what you're doing. And that's where a lot of people, you know, they don't really get a lot of stuff on recorders because they're not focused in on it. It's like anything you do. The more you focus in and zone yourself on it, the better you're going to get.
Yeah, it's like with me, my personal favorite equipment's myself. Pick it up, feel on it, hear stuff, and see it. As an investigator, you know, they said they can't believe what you've seen and heard, but yourself, you see it yourself. That's your personal experience. They can't nobody take that away from you. So,
Right. Yeah.
And then you got some people that is more, the spirits kind of attract to different types of people, just like with Brian. I love him to death. He's a brother to me, but he attracts everything that is negative and pissed off all the time. When we go to any investigation, if there's any spirit in there that's had a bad freaking day, it's going to find him. I've seen him get levitated. I've seen him get through a sheetrock wall. I've seen him get pushed downstairs. I mean, it's been a lot of bad stuff around him, but a lot of it is because he goes in there and he pretty much, I ain't gonna say he provokes it, but he says what's on his mind.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of people that sit in there, you know, let's be nice to the spirits. Is there anybody here? That's not Brian. Brian's in there. You know who I am, you know, and he's trying to get the spirits to interact with him, and he can get them riled up.
I bet.
I'm
Well,
like
yeah,
that all the
'cause-
time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that you do get a different reaction when you're upfront and honest like that. Just this is who I am. This is what I'm here for. I got some questions.
A lot of times I'll do that if they say they have like a demonic case or something. You know,
Yeah.
nothing's happening. I'll go and try to stir it up. If it's there, it's going to show itself. But
Mm-hmm.
you got to do
Be
what you
like
got to
that.
do.
Be like that investigation we got called out to Thomasville, North Carolina. Ain't that what it was, Thomasville?
Yeah, Thomasville.
And the gentleman that called us was having a lot of health issues that just popped up out of the blue. He was a healthy guy. He was an older guy, but he was completely healthy. And then all of a sudden, he's got a blood disorder, and they telling him he might not live but 6 months, and he can't hardly breathe, he can't hardly walk, and he's always been healthy. Well, he called us, and he was like, you know, I've been having a lot of experiences, and I've been seeing a lot of things in the house. We get there, and then after we get there, then he tells us, oh, yeah, man, we use Ouija boards, and we do table tipping, and we do all this stuff, you know, trying to bring back the dead and seances. I'm like, what?
Jeez.
And once he told us that, I'm like, dude, something just ain't right.
It was
So
like
Yeah.
it was normal through the walkthrough. You know, we didn't feel anything or see anything out of the ordinary.
nah, but whenever we actually started investigating, me and Brian, first place we wanted to go was under the house. He had a big walk-through basement.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, dude, we're going down there. The rest of the team stay up here. We're going down there. As soon as we go down there, all hell breaks loose.
Really?
I get scratched around my neck. Turn around and look. He's pouring blood from the side of his neck where he gets scratched. And
What the
I
hell?
mean, all you can do, you see something in a shadow that looks like it's 10 foot tall coming around the corner. And I mean, it's just freaking huge. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, what's your first instinct if you run into a shadow that's standing at you and it's 10 foot tall? What is your first instinct to do?
Bye.
Mine's just a
No.
freeze, probably.
We couldn't run because then we're not doing our job for our client. So our first instinct was I threw the Bible at him, man. I started praying, I started preaching, I started going off. Brian's over there burning Paleo Santos. We got our medium behind us. She's got a log of sage about that freaking long, and instead of pulling some out, she lit the whole darn log. And I mean, I started
Yeah.
praying as hard as I could. And anyway, we finally got it to disappear. And we cleaned the house out. Everything was fine. We left. We called the guy back about 3 weeks later to do a follow-up. He went back to the doctor. The blood disorder was no longer there. He could walk, he could talk, didn't have to wear oxygen anymore. And to this day, that man is still living and doing great.
Wow. That is crazy. Yeah, I was going to say the first thing I'd do is probably just freeze. I'd freeze right up.
Yeah.
Parasol says the same thing. I'd be frozen.
And see, 20 years ago, that would have been us too.
Yeah.
But, you know, as you do it a whole lot more, you kind of got to get it a mentality that nothing can hurt you, because nothing can hurt you unless you let it. I mean, especially if you got the armor on, you know. And a lot of people's not religious, but I am, and I do wear the armor of God with everything that I do. So there's nothing that can hurt me that I don't allow to hurt me.
Right. Yeah, it's all about the mindset too. If you go in there with the right mindset and you have the protection with you.
Yeah.
Melissa wanted to know, Robert, did you ever see anything paranormal in Mount Croghan at the uncle's old house?
That place was haunted as shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can remember me and Melissa's brother Sean being in that place and sitting there watching TV, and my aunt worked third shift, so they didn't have doors in the house. So on her bedroom, they took a piece of blanket and hung it over as a door. That way she could sleep during the daytime while we were in there watching TV and stuff. And man, I could tell you many times me and Sean sitting there watching TV, and Melissa, and that thing just opened up. That curtain or cover would open up like somebody walked through it and shut back perfectly, but nobody would be there.
Oh, yeah, that's creepy. Melissa, did you ever see anything there? Let us know. Let us know if you've ever had an experience there. That's interesting. Yeah, and kids can see a lot more than adults can too, I believe.
Yeah, just like pets, I really believe pets can see it before we can.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's creepy when you see it. I think cats are a lot more tuned in than dogs for some reason. Cats will just sit there and stare at a corner of the wall. Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, but our main goal when we go in is to say it's not haunted and try to debunk everything, but sometimes you just can't do that.
And see, that's the goal of PD Region Paranormal is not to go try to prove a ghost or find a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Our objective, as it's been since day one, is that the client calls us and they're scared to be in their home. Our job is to make them comfortable in that home. So if we can go in there and we can prove, okay, the reason that this door keeps opening is because you got a draft coming up the sill of this window, or the reason you keep hearing stuff walking is because the house is settling. This side of the house here is not level. There's always, most of the time, an explanation we can give them to make them feel better. For example, Brian, if you remember the house we did over here in Rockingham where the lady kept hearing buzzing.
Yep, exactly.
She kept hearing a buzzing sound. She was the only one hearing it in the house. Her husband thought she was crazy. She couldn't cook, watch TV, or do nothing without this buzzing in her ear, and she thought it was paranormal. So she called us. Well, me and Brian go over there, and the first walkthrough, we didn't pick up on anything. Then we opened up the attic door. As soon as we opened up the attic door, the radiation meter pegged out. I mean, it completely pegged. We get up there and get to looking, and this whole house is wired with no freaking grounds.
Oh,
Really?
So we had to call an electrician and get the electrician out there. He rewired the whole entire house, and she has been good ever since.
Wow.
So it wound up being nothing paranormal, but we still were able to help our client. Now it costed her about $1,500 or more to get it rewired, but
Yeah.
she ain't got the buzzing in her ear no more.
Mhm.
We couldn't hear it with our ears. She wasn't crazy. You could hear it on the recorder, very low.
But we could not hear it with our ears, but she could.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, that just totally adds to your credibility, and that's what gets people to spread the word more. Like, hey, these guys are the real deal, and if there's nothing going on, they'll just flat out. It's not like they're gonna try to take your money and. Well, we'll be back next week. We'll come back next month and figure it out.
Yeah.
It's like those what do you call them? The guys that come and get the bugs out of your house. I feel like there's usually just one time they could just come one time. You only need to be here once, but they sign you up for month to month to month.
Yeah, we ain't like that, man. Our goal is to help the clients, and that's number one. That's it. That's all there is to it. If we
Yeah.
go, I would respect any paranormal team that would look at me and say, "Okay, this house is not haunted. We didn't find anything," more than I would a team that was, "Oh man, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened," knowing good and well. Well, show me the proof.
Yeah.
Let me see your footage. Show me the proof. 90% of them cannot hand you documented proof of what they claim they caught.
Yep.
If we
exactly.
can't, and that's the way me and Brian has set up this foundation. If I can't physically hand you a piece of evidence and say this is what we caught, then it never happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. Man. That's awesome.
Personal experiences are great, but you got to back it up in this field for people to take you serious.
Because half the time when you catch something, you don't have a camera on. You're sitting there shooting the shit with somebody or smoking a cigarette, chilling. That's when everything starts happening. Like, well, damn, I ain't got my camera on.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we tell our team all the time. We'll be in a location, we'll be investigating, and it'd be dead as a doornail, nothing happening. Me and Brian will cut everything off, and we'll say, "All right, well, let's just chill out." We start laughing, cutting up, telling jokes, smoking, vaping, having a good time, and then bam, everything starts happening behind you. You're like, "What was that?" That's.
Yep.
I believe spirits like to have fun just like we do, and whenever you act normal, they're going to react better than if you're in there asking questions and gung ho Billy Ghost Hunter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally believe that too, because none of them want to be put on display as like they don't want to be used as like an entertainment piece. They're just, as far as I know, from what I have heard, that they're a lot of times they're just stuck in the same routine that they've been in. As if they were still alive, and some of them don't even know that they're in that position. So they definitely don't want to be messed with and teased or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I've got a theory about that, and I might be way in left field or even completely wrong. But some spirits, when a person passes away, some of them are scared to go to the light. Some of them are scared of what's fixing to happen because they know that they might not have lived this perfect, pure life, and they're scared of it, so they shy from it.
Yeah.
And And I believe that's some of the people that we're getting as far as being a paranormal investigator. And if it's just a lot of people have different beliefs about it, but it's kind of like that. The people that stand back, I guess, that's what you would consider purgatory.
So it's like an in-between point,
Right.
waiting room or something.
And that's just my personal belief, because I mean, the Bible says if you go to heaven, you will not have no sadness, you will not have no sorrow, there's no pain. And I lost my mom and my dad recently, and if my mom and dad could look down on me right now, they would be sad, they would be in pain, they would have sorrow because of the world that I'm having to live in. So once you go to heaven, I just don't believe there's no coming back. So there's got to be an in between.
Yeah, that's a good theory, man. I can appreciate that for sure. Yeah, it's I don't know. I definitely believe that. I believe that there's definitely ones here that have like a mission that they never got accomplished, and that's or like something like a goal that they never got accomplished. Like maybe they
Unfinished business.
Yeah, unfinished business, and a lot of times that's what keeps people here, whether it's good or bad.
And it could be the fact of that, just say, for instance, somebody really, really close to you passed, and they want to stick around as long as they can to make sure that you make the right decisions, to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do.
Right.
And they stay in behind just so they can look over you.
Right, that too. Yeah, I feel like if they went to the light, though, they'd still be able to keep an eye on us.
On the good things, but not the bad things. Because the Bible clearly states no sadness or sorrow. And if you get in a car wreck and your family member sees that, ain't they going to be sad for you?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So I believe that God lets them see what he wants them to see.
Melissa said something up here. She said she saw the cabinets open and close. I was scared of the dungeon. I'm not sure what that room was.
Yeah, that might have been some kind of room
Wine
we
cellar or
didn't need to know about.
Yeah, a lot of those houses had wine cellars and stuff like that. The older houses. She said something about where did it say? Not that one. I thought it was right here. I thought it was a closet, but it went straight downstairs.
Yeah,
it might have been.
It went into a wine cellar.
They had food storage cellars too, like to keep food cold.
And that house, man, that house was old as God, the Lord. I believe that house was built like in 1903, 1904.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around a while.
They've actually tore it down now and turned it into a hayfield.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yep. So it's available for another house to be built there for another whole. I was thinking about that the whole time I was driving home too. Is like there's so many properties we were passing up that had brand new homes on them, and the people living there, they just assume that that's like their property. It's like brand new property, but there's probably been multiple families, multiple houses there beforehand that people just don't even know about.
That's exactly right.
It's a lot of times when you have a haunting or something like that in your house, a lot of people just tie it to, what could have been here before? Like maybe they tie it to somebody in their family and they think that it's somebody in their family coming to say hi, but it could have been from the family's past.
Well, these lands know many generations.
Oh, exactly. And Melissa, that house was not a slave quarter. The house that they lived in was actually the main house. The slave quarter was the house that was back there by the swimming hole and the trash dump. That was where the slaves were.
Man. And that was at the house she's talking about?
Yeah.
Man.
They actually went out there and dug a big old hole. I mean, it was probably 100 yards wide by 100 yards round. And they filled it. They hit an underground springs. What they did when they were digging the hole, and it turned into basically a pond, and they called it the swimming hole. Then they lived so far out in the country, you had to drive 45 minutes to get to a trash dump. So they went back in the woods and they cleared out an area and dug a hole, and that's where everybody threw their trash. And once every year, they'd go out there and light it and burn it.
Bet that smelled good.
They went so far back in the woods you couldn't smell it unless you went back there.
Oh, okay.
They had a lot of land up there. I mean, I hated it whenever they sold that land because they really had a nice place.
Huh. Yeah, my uncle does the same thing. He lives in an area where it takes a long time to get to a trash dump. So they got a burn barrel, and they try to recycle as much as they can, but everything else gets burnt in the burn barrel.
Yeah, that's right.
So what kind of stuff are you guys working on? Any kind of documentaries or anything like that right now?
Not no documentaries. We're actually in the process of filming our new show that's coming out, Lost in the Static.
Lost in the Static. Oh, and you
Yeah.
said your podcast is
Paranormal Static.
Paranormal Static. Is that on?
Yeah.
Is that on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, Parapost, and Facebook. Matter of fact, we got a new episode tonight with Brian Laverty, the owner of Parapost.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
our podcast, Paranormal Static, airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Awesome. And people can find that on YouTube and on you said Parapost Network?
Yeah, Parapost Network. On Facebook.
On Facebook. Okay, cool. I think I've got that link down in the description, but if not, I'll put that down there after the show. And
Yeah. And our website, pdregionparanormal.com, I am currently in the process of updating it and adding all the events. I've even got our YouTube linked up to it to where you can actually go on our website and watch the previous Paranormal Static episodes. We had one with Mike Goncalves of Tennessee Rape Chasers. That was a pretty good, interesting episode. And then Brandon Johnson and Lyle from Twisted Paranormal. That was a very good one. And tonight's going to be a really good one. So tune in tonight and get in the comments and ask these guys some questions.
you said 7 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably have to catch it after. I work midnights, and I usually don't wake up till about 8, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I have podcasts. I don't wake up till about 8 o'clock or 8:30. But when I get to work, I catch up on all the lives I missed. So I'm adding that to the list today.
Tonight's going to be an interesting show because we're going to put Mr. Laverty on the spot tonight, and we're going to ask him the big questions everybody else is scared to.
Oh, sweet. That'll be a good one then. Look forward to that.
He's got a lot going on, man. I ain't lying. A lot going on. This man, he's got his hands in just about everything paranormal.
Yeah.
And, he's an actor, movie star. He owns his own business. He's on Paraflix. He's got Parapost. He was doing the world's largest ghost hunt. I mean, he's got his hands in a lot of stuff.
Awesome. That's going to be a good episode then. And it's not pre-recorded, right? You guys are doing it live?
We're live, yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll have to get up early for that. Maybe I can go to bed right after this. I can get up early enough. It's only 1 hour difference. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
That's the best way to do it live. You screw up, you screw up. It is what it is.
Yeah,
We
really are.
Yeah, well, Lost in the Static, the new show that we're doing, it's an actual investigation show, and it's us in the field investigating, and we've made it because of Brian. He really wanted us to do it this way. It's non-edited. It is straight raw footage. There is no editing whatsoever. So what you see is what you get.
That's awesome.
No bleeps, so they ain't no telling what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool.
That's one thing I love about Parapost Network. We don't have to bleep.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, YouTube, you never know what YouTube's going to do. They change the rules all the time. So that's really nice to have a whole network that you guys can go to that you don't have to worry about that stuff.
Yeah, and see, we're actually in the development stages with Parapost. It's going to be more than podcasts. You're going to be able to stream your live investigations there. You're going to be able to stream any of your paranormal videos there. I mean, if you just say y'all go and y'all investigate the battleship and y'all make this big video of it, upload it. Let everybody watch it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a big network for paranormal.
That's
And
sweet.
I highly recommend anybody that's podcasting, anything to do with paranormal stuff. You know, get up with Brian John Laverty and have a conversation with him and get on the network, man, because there's a lot.
Mhm.
It's turning into a big thing. I mean, you know, it's like that last episode we did with Twisted Paranormal. We aired it live, and probably 1 hour after it ended, I go in and I look at the insights, and we've already had 2,000 views.
Oh, sweet.
You know, so that's what
That's
Parent
awesome.
Post can do. There's a lot of people on there watching it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's good that you guys are on a network like that, and it's only going to get bigger from here.
Oh yeah, it's gonna blow up. And the good thing about it is like for y'all, I mean, if y'all wanted to join us, it's just a message away, and there's no cost. You don't have to pay anything.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is support the foundation. You know, put a logo on the background, let everybody know, mention them. You know, that's it. That's all he asked.
Oh,
He is a
wow. That's awesome.
great guy.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, because there's other stuff you can join like that, but they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see you boys are coffee drinkers too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we definitely drink coffee.
I got one for you. You need to go to ironbeancoffee.com. That's one of
Iron
our
Bean
sponsors.
Iron
coffee.
Bean.
Go to
Yep.
ironbeancoffee.com and use the promo code PD, just the letter PD, and get you a discount. That's one of our sponsors, and I'm telling you, it is the best coffee you have ever drank in your life. Any flavor you want, dude, they got it.
You said Iron Bean coffee?
Yeah.
Found it.
Ironbeancoffee.com.
Heck yeah.
Perrysburg, Ohio.
Yep, right down the road from you.
Yeah, that's not too far.
They were in Toledo, and they just moved to Perrysburg.
Oh, they've got an awesome website too.
And it's veteran owned. Fred and Chanel. Fred, he was a Marine, is veteran owned. Awesome group. They actually we carried them on an investigation to Madison Seminary in Ohio.
Okay.
So they're awesome people, man.
Hey, brother, could you say that promo code again?
PD,
Just PD?
Yep,
just
just PD.
PD.
All right, thank you.
Back room. Oh man, I'm loving this website so
cool,
far.
man. They got
Yeah.
Thor, Ride or Die, Fierce, and they even got other flavors like butter pecan.
Oh,
Man, there's so many flavors to choose from if you go in the shop and look at the coffee flavors. They do K-cups, they got chocolate.
drink
anything
from
you
the
want.
skull of your enemy.
Yes, sir.
I like that. Oh yeah, this looks awesome. Iron Bean Coffee Company, salted caramel, vanilla hazelnut, cinnamon roll, unicorn. Who the hell knows what kind of coffee it is? It says.
Yep. Unicorn changes up every time they send it out. It's something different.
Oh man, that's sweet. Oh, check that out. That's sweet. You guys can see what I'm looking at, right? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's one for Enzo.
Just making sure. Yeah, this is sweet.
And
Coffee
the good
companies
thing
are.
about it, they even got K-cups. You can do the K-cups, and you can get it whole bean or ground. You know, they'll
Amazing.
grind it for you or send it to you whole bean.
Huh?
And it's
Bourbon
all
barrel
made,
aged.
all made right there in their no There's no additives. There's not no big team doing it. It's just husband and wife.
That's cool.
Awesome, man. That sounds like a great company to get behind right there.
They've been sponsoring us, and we've been sponsoring them now for what, Brian? 4 years.
Something like that. Yep.
Oh,
wow.
sweet.
And
let 'em
I
know.
mean, you go in my kitchen or Brian's kitchen, and that's all you're gonna see around the coffee pots, Iron Bean, everything. Once you try it, you will not go back to drinking nothing else.
Oh, sweet. I'll definitely try it out. I drink coffee every day.
They got one called Fierce, and it's 600 milligrams of caffeine per cup.
That's what I'm
Holy
talking
Lord.
Yeah, and that's what we
600.
use. That's what we use on investigation night when we got to stay up all night long.
Dear God. Yeah,
think-
that's awesome.
I think the one by Murder on his website called Awake's got more in that than
It
the Fierce does.
It does.
about. Damn.
That'll light you right up.
And then we
Time to
just
do some
landed.
ghost hunting.
Yeah, we just landed another sponsor this past week that's really big in our area, and that's Ghost Energy.
Ghost
And-
energy?
Yep, and it's 0 sugar, 0 calories, but man, it will keep you going for real. It is, and the taste is phenomenal, dude.
Oh, what a
Oh.
cool sponsor with the ghost logo.
Yep,
Ghost energy is here. No sugar, no artificial colors, no bullshit.
Yeah, every one of them are clear. Even though they taste completely different, they're all clear.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was just telling somebody about that. It's good to not have the color additives in there.
And I'm gonna tell you, out of all of them you got on the screen right there, the one that says orange cream down there, that
Yeah.
is the best freaking one ever. It tastes like you're drinking a Flintstone push-up pop from the 80s.
Oh, those are
Man.
good. Yeah. Man, they've got good like name brand like Sour Patch,
Mm-hmm.
Sour Heads.
The sweetest fish is what he's drinking.
Oh man, what a cool sponsor! You guys got some cool sponsors. I like that. What's the secret to getting sponsors? You gotta just have a lot of podcasts out there.
No, you got to have a following. And that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. You send them your links, they go on there and verify that you got a following, enough people watching to where when you're throwing their name out there and putting their stuff out there that enough people's watching it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anybody you can go to anybody's website. 90% of these companies is going to have a affiliate program, and you just apply for it.
Okay. Good advice. We're rolling in here at 17 viewers, so we're very popular this morning.
Well,
I'm surprised they're not banging down my door right now.
Like I told Brian when we first started Paranormal Static, don't never go by your live audience. Give it a day, and then you'll see your views.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Me and I don't know if you've seen Big Willie or not, but he's from UFO Garage, and he's the one that him, and my cousin Jake are the ones that went down to North Carolina over the weekend. And yeah, we were talking about that on the way back home. You know, like sponsorships and getting on different networks, and they're trying to think of new ideas of getting the name out there and getting the podcast listened to more.
Yeah, well,
So I got some new ideas.
Is your podcast mostly paranormal related, or is it multi-genre, or what?
Right now, we started out with paranormal stuff, and that's kind of just all we stuck with right now. But I'd like to get more. I'd like to branch out so it's more of a variety channel.
Why don't you?
We have another channel too. That's Paranormal Shop.
Yeah,
and that's Friday nights. So we have one for that. But yeah, we've been doing it on both channels.
Why don't you reach out to Brian Laverty on the Parapost Network?
Parapost,
and tell him that we sent you, you know, and get hooked up to where you can start streaming on Parapost, man. That'll really help you. And also go to PD Region Paranormal, Facebook.com/PD Region Paranormal. That is one of our main official pages. And start sharing your stuff on there, man. Start sharing your podcast on there. Share it out.
Okay. Appreciate that. PD Region Paranormal on Facebook.
We got a group page, and then we have our official page. And we share on the group page. That's where everybody shares their podcast on that group page. And I mean, they get really, really good views.
All right, I just liked it. So I don't know why I wasn't on there before. I thought I checked this out last night, but you said there's a group page and there's a official page. Okay.
You got Facebook.com/PD Region Paranormal is the main page. And then you got Facebook.com/groups/PD Region Paranormal is the group page. I think Melissa put it in the comments earlier.
Yeah, that's what it was, is I'm a member of the group page, I believe. Well, now I'm on both of them. And I appreciate the being able to share on there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, go on there and share it, man. Get, you know, there's a lot of people that comes in and off our page, and a lot of them's from West Coast, overseas, and all kind of places. So share it out, man. Get you some views, and you know, we'll start helping you share out. That's no problem.
Well, thank you.
But
I'll definitely share your stuff out too.
Yeah, get in touch with Brian Laverty, and he's a great guy. And you just tell him you got a podcast, you want to start putting it on Parapost, and he'll add you as an editor. And there you go. You can share all you want. You can post all you want.
Yeah, and so Parapost does sound. Yeah, it sounds like a sweet network.
And once the
Very good
the
idea.
app's up and running now, as far as the Facebook side, kind of like Facebook atmosphere, but they're in the building processes now of adding on to that to where it's going to be the podcast and the streaming and all will be on the app, so you don't even have to get on Facebook to see none of it.
Oh, sweet.
So it's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah.
It's a good deal.
Do you guys watch any paranormal shows, any ghost hunting shows on TV?
A few. I mean, I got where I watch Destination Fear when it's on, and then Portals to Hell every once in a while. I got to the point where I was watching Ghost Nation, but it kind of like, bored the hell out of me. Hey, cut them flashlights off like a big ass laser beam. I'm
Yeah.
like, you get watching some of them, and some of them, you're like, nah. Then the ones I usually watch is the ones that the place that we've been. So they're actually
Okay.
picking up stuff that we picked up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, I can't get time to watch TV between the things that I'm doing for PD and the editing and the stuff I'm doing for Global, and then now I'm a part of Bleeding Violin Studio production. I don't have time to watch TV.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, there's just so many out there. It's hard to figure out which ones are creditable or not. So I was just wondering if you know of any that are like creditable that you would recommend to people.
I like Portals to Hell. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Destination Fear, they're just them four in there, no camera crews or nothing. They're legit. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Dakota Layden and them.
And Portals to Hell, that's Jack Osborne, right?
Yeah, and Katrina.
Okay.
I'll
Sweet.
tell you another good one to check out. I don't know if you know Adam Kimmel or not, but if you go on YouTube and look up Resident Undead, Adam has some really good stuff on there.
Okay. Resident Undead.
Yeah, they like to recreate things. In other words, like when they were at St. Albans Sanatorium, they did what we did. We go into the electroshock therapy room, instead of just going in there and asking questions and stuff, we took a TENS unit in there with us and we hooked it to one of our teammates and laid him on the gurney, and we started shocking the piss out of him.
Jeez.
And it actually generated, voices from these people. Like we had one voice come through that was a nurse saying, "Get the doctor."
Really?
So, yeah, by recreating these things, it pulls up a lot of stuff.
Resident Undead on YouTube.
Yep, they have some really good stuff on there. Good group of guys. Adam's a great dude.
and it got several locations up your way. It's got Madison Seminary in Ohio,
Okay.
Randolph County. What is it now?
He's got the infirmary.
And Indiana State Hospital.
Yep.
I think they bought some kind of saloon up there somewhere.
Return to Prospect. Trinway, Ohio. Wow, this looks like a sweet channel too.
Yeah, Adam is a good dude, and if you reach out to Adam, he owns Madison Seminary and Fairfield Infirmary.
Oh, wow.
He owns all these places, so you can reach out to him and actually book an investigation there.
That's sweet. Nothing better than knowing the guy that owns the places.
Yep. We went up
That's
there and
sweet.
did Madison Seminary, and I'm telling you, man, it is an awesome, awesome place.
It's kind of fun going to these places. We've watched them and like who he is and all that. It's good that we come up like, dude, I've seen you. I've been wanting to meet you guys. It like makes you kind of feel good. I'm like, where the hell is see us at?
Yeah.
Right.
Meet us like that,
Somebody famous looks at you and tells, "Oh man, we've been watching y'all's podcast. We've been watching y'all's shows."
That's
you're
crazy.
Like, really? I didn't think famous people watch TV.
Sonny got a little taste of that this weekend in Vegas.
Yeah,
People walking up to him that he's never met before that know us from the chat room or whatever, but we've never seen in person. So Sonny was in Vegas and people are just coming up to him and being like, "Hey, I know you," and putting their arms around him and stuff.
Makes you feel good though, don't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. Really does.
As long as they like us.
That's right.
Our
I wish I could
normal
tell.
said Adam is a great guy, so they know him too.
Oh, sweet. Oh, Arden, Sam, yeah. Sam knows everyone. She's awesome. She's always the one putting a lot of links in the chat and stuff.
Sam is
for us.
really awesome.
And Purgatory Paranormal, good to see you. Cynthia this morning.
Hey, Cynthia.
Yeah, we've
Melissa Nicole helps us out with links too.
I'm gonna have to pull Melissa in on one of our investigations to give her something to come back and talk to y'all about.
Yep.
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
I got a place in mind that I've been wanting to do, but I don't know if it's gonna be possible. I want to try to get into the lost colony of Roanoke, trying to investigate that place, see anything happens there.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be interesting. Because
Yeah, it's probably
that's going way back.
yeah, it's probably
in
hard to get
history.
into that place.
Yeah, I would imagine it probably is. What do you do to, like, if you get the okay, if they say yeah, go ahead and come on in, what kind of like steps do you take to get ready for something like that?
Well, first off, we get the paperwork ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're LLC'd, and we got PD Region is a actual legit legal group by state, so we got paperwork that has to be signed first. But then it's the biggest thing is we turn it over to our research team, and our research team does. I mean, these guys are better than the FBI. I ain't gonna lie to you. They can pull up some dirt. I don't know how they do it. I've been in this group since day one, and I still don't know how they do it. But they can pull up the dirt on these places and go way, way back there to like Native American days and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we take that information, and me and Brian usually sets up a meeting about a week before with the whole entire team, and goes over everything of what research team found, and we start making our game plans, man, a week ahead of time. What we're going to do, how we're going to attack it, how we're going to split it up. It's a drawn out process for us. It's not like a bunch of guys, okay, let's just go investigate.
Right, and I think that's what so many people think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into a lot of this stuff. A lot of planning involved.
Figure out, is there internet connection there to stream with? If not, then we got to have the Wi-Fi booster, or we got to have a hotspot. Then you got to remember, is there power there to charge equipment? If not, we got to have the generator. We got to charge all the battery backups, and there's a lot that goes into it. If you're not prepared, you get up there and your camera dies, and then you get a full-bodied apparition. How pissed are you going to be,
Right, exactly. Yeah, a lot of planning goes into this stuff, especially when you're putting out the money to rent the space.
Exactly.
Yep.
Got to be prepared and ready to go.
And another good thing about it, and this goes for any team out there, even including y'all included, if you got a location like that you want to investigate, reach out to another team, man. Make it a team effort to where you're not paying all that money. $700 sounds like a lot, but just say, for instance, you wanted to go back to the battleship and you contacted PD, with PD and y'all, you take the price and you divide it by every member, you liable to get in there for $30 all night long.
Right.
So
Much worth it.
That's the way we kind of do things, that way we don't have to come out of pocket with this big thing all at once.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea, because there's probably other places out there in the same situation where they don't want to spend the money.
That's right. And I mean, a place like the battleship is so big, we can have 2 or 3 teams in there investigating, and you're not going to contaminate each other.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, there was one spot in there where you walk through. There's like a 16-inch wall that they had to cut a hole in just so that you would have an access way to get through there, but it wasn't originally there. And it just shows you that it's, the 16-inch wall that's protecting this whole, I think it was the powder room, where they were loading up the the powder bags. And it's just like, holy smokes. My cousin Jake got a little claustrophobic in there because he's like, wow, that's a 16-inch wall right there. Like, you're in here. You are in here.
That's
like,
about where it was.
Man.
Going back to
Trapped.
the torpedo room. You walking back that way, this little short, narrow thing stepping over stuff. You get back there, I'm like, they got a shower room back here high, and the crap they get back here out.
Right.
That tight of a quarter.
And the hard part about walking through there, though, man, it'll kill you in the dark anyway. Because you take one step, you got to step over something, and then you take 2 steps, and then you got to duck down under a doorway. Then you got to step over and then duck down, and it's like that the whole way down that hallway.
Yeah. Yeah, we were walking through there with Willie, and he's like 6. I don't know. He's like 6'2", 6'3", I don't know. And there's this guy walking through there that he made him look like he was 5 foot tall. This dude was like clearly a basketball player, and he was like sweating. He was in so much pain. He's like, man, my neck is hurting from leaning over the whole time. And yeah, you're right. Like if you're not watching, you could smack your head on something real easily. And
That's the way it was
knock
with us.
yourself out.
We had Jeff Collins, our lead investigator, with us, and he's 6'5", 400 pounds.
Size 17 shoe.
Yeah,
Holy.
and then we had David Taylor with us, and he's 6'5", maybe what, Brian, 200 pounds.
That's awesome.
So yeah, them boys was constantly up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
The funniest part, David got spooked in the dark, started running through the cafeteria. My dad, Pops, was sitting in the corner, pitch black. He's like, "Who that?" Scared the shit out of him.
I tell you what, though, we did a little experiment in there, me and David Taylor and Pops. We took everybody's using the flashlights, and they're saying, "Okay, can you cut the flashlight on?" So, the old flashlights with the halogen bulbs has got the spring in the bottom of them. And as that spring warms up, it cuts the light out. As that spring cools off, it'll cut the light back on. We already know that.
Yeah.
So we went and bought these LED lights that twist, but they have no spring in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I set one on the right side of a table, one on the left side of a table. Then I took a K2 meter and put it at this one, and a K2 meter and put it at that one. And we started asking yes or no questions, and we were using the right for yes, the left for no. And it started working, and I'm like, okay, so now we got to really test it because it's working. So I got to make sure it's legit and not just a piece of equipment, lighting up. So we had the cameras rolling on it. We got the footage and everything. And I asked it, I said, you know what? I said, if this is really a spirit, can you make every single piece of the device on that table light up at the same time? Both K2 meters flash wide open and both lights cut on at the same time.
Whoa.
So that was interesting. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, stuff like that'd be confirmation for me if there was any skepticism. Because it's like, man, how does that? I mean, that's the chances of all that stuff coming out at the same time is 0.
And that's what it is, just like we try to train our new investigators. When you go into an investigation and you hold this up, you don't say, "What is this?" You say, "Can you tell me what is inside this bottle?" And if you get tea or water or whatever the case may be, it's going to be more profound than them saying drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't ever get that. I always give them "fuck you" or something like that. That's what I get.
Brian got consistent in St. Albans. When we were in St. Albans investigating, we had a little run-in with a aggravating little spirit that thought he was a demon, and he wasn't nothing but just a plain old Jane spirit. And him and Brian was chilling. They were chilling back and forth. And we left, went outside, smoked, had us something to drink, come back in. When we come back in, we had the portal box running, and it come through the portal as soon as he walked to the door, and it said, "Shit, Reaper's back." And ever since then, we've all called him Reaper.
Oh, really? Man. Oh, Melissa says that she wants REM pods.
I got plenty of REM pods.
You want the big one or you want the small one?
You want the quiet one or you want the one for deaf people? I got multiple versions. I got one that's so loud you can't even get around it. And that we built that one for our senior investigator, Pops. He's hard of hearing, wears hearing aids.
Oh, so yeah.
I built him a REM pod, and you can ask Brian. We put it on the second floor of a location. We were outside smoking. Nobody was in the building. We could hear that REM pod going off outside.
Wow. How does something like that work? Is that like a spring that they can move and the spring makes a contact, or how does that work?
It's EMF related. The electromagnetic energy, it's got an antenna on it, and any electromagnetic energy gets near the antenna, it will set off the alarm. And it's got lights on it that'll flash for how powerful it is.
Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, those things are cool. Anything that...
Matter of fact, there's one I just built.
Oh, wow, that's sweet looking. And that's got a speaker in it?
Yep. It's got a speaker in it I got a green light and a red light in it. And if it's real light, the green light will come on. But as it gets really stronger, both lights will come on at the same time.
Oh, sweet. And you said that...
It's been a pleasure. I got to roll. I got a dentist appointment.
No problem, Brian. Well, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
It's been an honor being on here. I appreciate it very much. Y'all have a good one.
You guys are awesome. Thank you, brother.
Have a good one, B.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Brian.
But yeah, as far as the REM pods go, they'll be up for sale on pdregionparanormal.com really, really soon. I'm working on the page as we speak, so that'll be something you'll be able to go on there and purchase.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that's going to take off. People would much rather support the community than buy it from Amazon or something.
Yeah, well, it's like I try to tell the guys in our group. They were like, "You really opening up a shop on the website?" No, I'm not. I'm opening up things that we build. I'm not going to be selling K2 meters and stuff like that. It's only going to be what we build.
Mm-hmm. That's sweet. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty popular. Like I said, I would, if I was in the market for something like that, or even a starter kit. Hearing that somebody in the community, is building those and putting them out there,
Yeah,
that's definitely. I'd rather support somebody like that for sure.
well, the biggest thing is if you go like Paranologies, we've had a piece of equipment ordered from Paranologies for 3 years now, and we still hadn't received it.
Oh man.
Yeah, if you order a lot of these companies, they start out and they're doing great, and then they start getting these orders in, and they get so swamped they just can't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I don't want to get into selling everything. I just want to sell what we build because I know I can pre-make it, put it on the shelf out in my shop, and it's ready when somebody orders it.
Yeah, that's sweet. Robert, what got you into all this stuff? You said you started when you were like 14 or 15 years old.
Well, the house Melissa was talking about was one of the reasons that got me into this.
Oh, okay.
That and there's a local graveyard here that I kept hearing my older brother and them talk about. Oh man, we went out there and we seen ghosts and all this, and it piqued my interest.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got hanging out with Brian, me and Brian decided, hey, he got his license because he's a year or two older than me. Let's go to the graveyard and check it out. We go out there with nothing but a flashlight and an old Motorola Razr flip phone with a camera on it, and that's how we started.
Wow, with the Razr phone or Razr camera.
Yep, little Razr flip phone.
Wow, man! Back when those came out, we thought that was the best. Like, holy crap, you can take color pictures.
I know, right? But that's where it started for me.
Awesome. And then from that point, did you have experiences from that point forward? You said in the house, that house was really active.
Yeah, I had stuff happen in that house. I've had stuff happen in my parents' house, and especially my grandmother's house on the other side of the family. It was always something in that house. You could go in there and you could lay your keys in one certain spot or lay your wallet in one certain spot, and she's in the bed. My grandpa was done deceased, so there was nobody there but me and her. And every time I could lay my stuff there, go to the bathroom, she's in the bed, and when I go back in there, my shit's moved. And I couldn't ever figure out what was doing it. So, I went and started getting these. My dad had a video camera, back when they were like this wide and about that long.
Yeah.
You had to put it on your shoulder. It's so heavy.
Put the whole VHS tape in there.
Yep. I borrowed it, and I set that joker in there. And when I put the camera in there, nothing. I couldn't my wallet never moved or nothing. But the minute that I took that camera out of there, it would move. And I just couldn't understand it. And it got me wanting more curious about the field, I guess. So that's when I started digging into the research of what happens when you die. Is spirits real? Do you go to heaven and hell as soon as you die? Is there purgatory? And that's what got me into the research of everything.
Mm-hmm. So did you ever merge into like the Bigfoot side of things?
No, we've always been on the paranormal side. We've had a couple calls for extraterrestrial stuff, but other than that, we mainly just stick with the paranormal side. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were on Beyond the Woodline podcast, I think it is, not too long ago, and he was asking us, the same thing. You ever been on the Bigfoot side of things and stuff? And I'm like, dude, the only thing I can tell you about Bigfoot is I can't tell you he's real, but I can't tell you he ain't. And that's all I know about it.
That's kind of where I'm at too. Like, there's got to be something to it.
Same thing with aliens and UFOs. I can't tell you it's real, but I can't tell you that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've never put my time into researching it and studying it, number one, and who knows if I've seen one. I've seen so much shit flying through the sky that I didn't know what it was. I guess you could say it was a UFO. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Right. Yeah, I think about that too. I always tell people I have never had an experience, but who knows what I've seen and then just thought that it just thought that it was like a plane or something, or just dismissed it.
Yeah.
Melissa said Blanche did some crazy voodoo shit too.
Oh yeah, she did.
Blanche.
She was one of those. She'd take one of your hairs and wrap it up with some twine and put it under a tree, and you'd be pregnant the next day. Yeah, she did some crazy shit.
I would not be happy with that. Melissa says your brother also tried to take me snipe hunting.
Yeah, my brother was into paranormal back when we first started, but his outtake on things and look at things was a lot different than mine. So we just he went his way, I went my way when it comes to the paranormal side. He's more of the there's got to be a logical explanation for every single thing that happens types of people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was kind of that way too before I got into this this whole community, I guess. I don't know. I was more of like a nuts and bolts type person, but you know, the more you talk to all these people, there's definitely a lot more to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And just talking to everybody, it really opens up your mind, and that's what I think that's what's needed is just for somebody to say maybe there's something to it, just to be open-minded enough to look into it more.
Well, there's no explanation for the things that I've seen and caught on camera that I can actually prove to you. Just like we were at St. Albans. I told you I seen Brian go through sheetrock. We're going up a set of stairs, and when we got halfway up the stairs, Brian stopped and he was like, Rob, he said, something don't feel right, man. He said, there's something up here that don't want us to come up here. He said, when you get up here, man, be careful. And I was like, I got you. And I had the camera rolling on him the whole time. And as soon as we turned that corner, we went by the room where Donald, he was an angry ass janitor pretty much. He stayed in that room. As soon as we went by his room, I'm probably 5 feet behind Brian, and I got the camera on him, and all you see is his feet levitate off the floor about that high. His whole body come up off the floor, and then threw into the wall and went through the side of the sheetrock, busted the sheetrock. Whenever he got up, I go over there beside him with the camera, and on the back of his neck is fingerprints all the way around the back of his neck, just 5 indentions. And you know, if I wouldn't have seen that with my own eyes and had it on film, and I tell you that, you're like, this dude's full of shit,
right?
But I can actually go into my archives and pull that video out and show it to you. So then I got a backbone, I got a leg to stand on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you have video evidence of something like that, that's crazy.
I tell these guys, Robert, that when I used to watch these shows, I used to think these guys are full of shit. Yeah. Somebody's back there making that noise. Yeah. So where we do our drag races at Eagle Field, it's an old military base.
Yeah.
And I went and did it for myself through the old retired barracks. They're falling down. They're old. I went in there. I was in there for probably an hour walking through those barracks. And then something happened, and it's recorded. You could hear it. Something smacked the wall in the empty room that I had just went through, and it was loud, dude. It froze me in my tracks.
Yeah.
And
You know,
after that, I was like, well, that's enough of this shit. It's real. And I haven't done it no more, and I won't either. I won't even go back in there.
Yeah. The bad part about it, though, is what you said is absolutely right. Most of what you see on TV is bullshit. I mean, how many times have you seen videos of the fishing line coming down hooked to a shirt and them tugging on it? And,
yeah.
I mean, we got picked up by, I'm not going to call the network's name, but a network tried to get us for a TV show. They came out, did the big opening video, and made all kind of stuff for it, and it was to the point where we had to sign the contract. And when I read that contract, it pretty much states that if we don't find anything or catch anything, that they have a special effects company in the back that's going to come in and make shit happen.
Oh man.
So we walked away from the contract, and I'm talking about a big figure deal for PD. We walked away from it for that simple reason.
Yeah.
People say we were
You
crazy,
have to.
but I got to go with what I believe in. I'm not going to fake anything. I'm not in this for the money. I'm not in this to impress people on television. I'm in this to help my clients.
Yeah. That's great, man. There's so many people that are motivated by money and that would have totally signed that contract.
Oh yeah, I mean we could have easily walked out of there with 6 digits, easy.
Holy. Damn.
And they were kind of wanting you to dress up in overalls and grow your beards long. I mean, we had to look the way they wanted us to look.
Really? Jeez. Yeah. That's
Yeah, it ain't
definitely
no
not the right
fun.
way to. Huh?
It ain't no fun having to grow your hair out to look like somebody else wants you to look like.
No. But that's the way networks are. Once they get a feel for a TV show and that's the way they want it to look, they're going to keep looking until they find somebody.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and they'll just write a check.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate, man. But that's cool that you're in it for all the right reasons. That just keeps you more credible. I think that's the long game. You got to play the long game to get the most the dedicated, the people that are hanging out with you after you. What am I trying to say? You want the listeners that are actually going to be dedicated to your channel, that are not motivated by just entertainment value, but they want to see like the truth.
Yeah.
And those are the ones you want around.
And you're gonna also have those people who want to really help you grow, and that's the people you need to have in your life.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have subscribers that don't have your back. You want if you have a small amount of subscribers that have your back, those are it's a lot more valuable than having a ton of subscribers that barely watch you or that don't really support you that much.
That's it, and like us, I tell Brian all the time, if I can help one person out there, give one person out there a piece of advice and make a positive impact on one person, then I've done my job. I could care less about the rest.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. This whole field is about making positive influences and trying to seek the truth. And if you're in it for any other reason than that, then you're in the wrong field.
Mm-hmm. That's true, man. Well, dude, I didn't realize that I took up almost 2 hours of your time. You're also over on the West Coast too, so anytime you want to call it, you just go ahead. We usually go about 3 hours here, so I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time. But where can people go to find? You said on YouTube, your YouTube page is not the Parapost Network, but you're also on the Parapost Network, right?
Yeah, our YouTube page is PD Region Paranormal.
PD Region Paranormal.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yep.
And you're also there on Facebook too, right? With the same name.
Yep. We got the main page, and then we got our group page, and then we got Parapost Network, and we also got Global United Studios and Global United Paranormal Foundation. We have so many different divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Man. What do you guys got coming up next? What are you going to do next?
Matter of fact, tomorrow night we have a local residential case where they called us and claim it's demonic. They're having problems with a possession that they claim. I don't know a whole lot about it other than the research I did on the location and the client itself. But we got that tomorrow night. And I'm going to film it, but I'm not going to film it live just in case something happens and I have to do drastic measures or something.
Mm-hmm.
But we will record it to try to catch something. And then after that, we got a live event coming up in Hamlet. The tickets will be going on sale this week. And it's a Axe to Grind coffee house and axe throwing place. And they've had a lot of paranormal activity in there. So we're going to sell tickets. People come in, drink some coffee, get them something to eat, throw some axes for a little while, then go lights out and investigate it.
Sweet, man.
Right now, our events is we're trying to get our events built up, because there's a lot of smaller teams out there that we're trying to mentor and help, and they don't have a lot of finances for equipment and stuff like that. And so we're taking the money that we make from these events and we're putting them back into the smaller teams around us to try to help these guys grow.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, man, that's a great thing to do.
Oh, Spooky got a new sticker. That's another thing. Do you guys have merch on your website?
Yeah. We do now. It ain't posted yet, but I got the site made for the merch. I got the shop already up and running, but I got it hidden on the website until the links come in from the guy that's doing our merch. We got a guy out of Phoenix, Arizona that's taking care of our merch.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you'll be able to get hoodies, t-shirts, tumblers, backpacks. There's going to be all kind of things.
Spooky got. That's the first time I've seen that one. Spooky got a new sticker. Is that the dude from X-Files?
Yeah, I also have my cell phone case is the same.
Oh, that's sweet. That's the first time I've seen that one.
Yeah, they stole my name for that show.
Yeah, I noticed. Somebody stole somebody's name for something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if anybody has any questions in the chat that I missed before I say goodbye to you, sir. Jamie types in all caps all the time anyway, so I never know if she's asking a question or just...
Spooky Mulder.
Spooky is hot. Well, that's not a question, Jamie. Let's see. Yeah, make sure... Oh, that's Sonny's...
Can I just say how nice it is, everybody back together again?
Yeah, this is the first podcast. Yeah.
You're still recovering, Sonny?
I think so.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you, man. Those road trips.
Wasn't that? Then I had Jim here for 2 days after.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
came home from Vegas, and then he'll be back this morning too, some point.
Yeah.
So you had like 4 straight days of nonstop. Yeah, man.
And he's coming back.
Yeah,
says, morning, Chad. Say my name, please.
Huh.
Good morning, Aunt Peg. It's good to see you.
Hello, Aunt Peg.
Yep. Everybody said hi to Aunt Peg.
But am I right that we're having a staff meeting after this show?
Yeah. We can have a staff meeting after this show.
Well, I think there's some stuff we got to discuss.
Oh.
Plans.
Oh.
The future.
The future.
Add Parapost Network to your conversation.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
Throw that one around too.
I think that might be some good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we would love to get y'all on there, man. You got a really good show, and people would really enjoy watching it.
Awesome, man.
Thank you for that.
Nos was wondering if PDRP were to use VR cameras when doing site investigations. Those experiences can easily be put together in a VR app on Steam to support your work. People will pay for each episode, big time.
Yeah, that's true.
On Steam. Oh, I haven't heard Steam in a long time. That's like a video game thing. Good morning, Aunt Peg.
And see, right now we're using StreamYard, and with StreamYard, the account that I have, I can stream at 3 or 5 locations at one time.
Okay. Yeah, we're using StreamYard right now too. Some days it works great, and other days we're having a lot of issues.
Yep. Well, that's like Brian Laverty, with Parapost. He started using the Melon app. And I'm going to look into it. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I am going to look into it.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a couple of his podcasts, and I mean, it seems to be great. But
Is that a streaming service?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
What's it called again?
Melon,
Oh, Melon, like MELLON?
MELON, yeah.
Okay. We have another channel, a friend of ours is using Restream. seem to be having success with that one too, but there's some downsides to both of them. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, once we get the Parapost app, where it's completed, you won't even have to have a streaming service anymore. You'll be able to stream straight on there, and then you can share it in any location you want to share it, and they'll be able to watch and comment live as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be nice to have a streaming service or like a place to stream without having to pay for it, because StreamYard's getting expensive.
I ain't lying, man. What $50-something a month? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yep.
And then they won't let me have it like 5 seats. My team's way bigger than that. So now one of us has to be on here in order to operate StreamYard when the other guys want to get on there to do something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's where they got more money from us too. We got more seats. I had to upgrade the seats, so that was more money. And then I wasn't about to go to the Pro. That's like double the price.
I ain't lying.
Just for $10.80. Yep. Aunt Peg says, "Hi, Sonny. I took time out from watching the crazy Johnny Depp trial. I needed a break." Well, welcome to the podcast, Aunt Peg. Yeah, last time I was over there, that's what she was watching, was that Johnny Depp trial.
What the hell Johnny Depp do?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but there's some trial with him and Amber Heard.
Something about him beating her or something.
I think
come to
she's
find
the one.
out she's the one that was beating him, and it got dismissed.
That little bitch, she's probably whooping his ass.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing, is the trial is actually going good for him.
Yeah.
It's clearing his name out more. Cassie said, "I'm looking tired." Yeah, I actually, as soon as I walked in the door, Cassie, I walked in the door, locked it, sat on the couch, and I was like, "Google, set an alarm for an hour and a half." And I passed out. I'm glad that I even woke back up. There's been times though where I have not woke back up.
Yep.
He's suing his ex. They're in a battle. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Yeah, I've heard that he is making kind of a joke. I mean, there's been a couple times where he's cracked a joke on the stand. So he's getting... Oh, he was getting slapped around, huh? Maybe that's what we should do, is have Aunt Peg come on and do like 10-minute segments on court cases.
Yep.
All right, Aunt Peg, what's the court case today? Who's getting bitch slapped? She'd get on here. Listen, this is what's going on. She tried stealing his mayonnaise out of the fridge. He's suing her for $50 million for defamation. Wow. Sounds like it's going good for him then. Melissa says, "I can't believe she pooped in his bed." Really? What kind of relationship is this?
I'm so glad I don't watch TV anymore.
That's when she got the nickname Amber Turd.
Good old Amber Turd, huh? Don't invite her over for party.
She's a
Lord.
poopa.
She pooped in his bed. Good Lord.
Have we hit the gutter again?
Yeah, this is the time of the podcast where you never know what's going to
I think
happen.
we've reached our max.
We've maxed out. So yeah, make sure you guys go and follow Robert on YouTube over at PD Region Paranormal. And where can we catch the Static Podcast again? Is that on YouTube?
It'll be on PD Region Paranormal YouTube page. It'll stream on Parapost, and it'll stream on my Facebook page all at the same time.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, hopefully we recruited some people for the Parapost network, because that sounds like an awesome website over there.
Yeah, like I say, if you just look up Brian John Laverty and send him a message and let him know you want to stream your podcast on there, ain't gonna be no issue with him.
Sweet. Yeah, and you guys can find that over at parapost.net. Looks like you just have to sign up. There's a sign up and a login. Yeah, and you get access to a lot of content.
Looks like that's Brian. That's Brian Laverty in the comments over there now. Facebook user. Why did I come up as Facebook user? I use StreamYard. That's Brian John. That's Mr. Laverty.
Oh, wow. I don't know why StreamYard's doing that. Anytime somebody comments on, yeah, right here, this is him. I've allowed StreamYard. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's coming up as just Facebook user.
Maybe you got Facebook open.
I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. That's interesting. I gotta get the links down for Parapost because I don't know squat about that. Oh.
Parapost.net is where you can use it without having to download the app. And if you go on Facebook, it's Parapost Network Central. Parapost Network Central.
Okay. Very good. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? Oh,
And
yeah,
then you can download the Parapost app on Google Play or the iPhone, wherever you get your apps from, you can download the app.
Sweet. Everyone's still talking about the Amber Heard.
I'll go check it out in the Google store I don't have an iPhone.
Yeah.
Have a good day, Jamie.
I'm Google too. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that app it's awesome, man. We love it.
Yeah, it looks really well put together. I like that. And like you said, like with YouTube getting more sensitive with the things that you can say and what you can post and stuff like that, eventually everyone's going to need something like that, a network for the community that you're in.
Yeah, I got a warning just the other day. I was on there. I went on vacation. I took my wife and my son camping, and we were going to do some fishing, and I had put on there that we're going to go kill some catfish. And I got a violation warning for saying that.
That you were going to kill catfish?
Yeah.
On Facebook?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
One time I got kicked off, and you were saying that they're rough on paranormal guys. This is a paranormal guy that I just ran across, right? And we friended each other on Facebook, but he's got a show he does on Facebook. When I came into his show, he said something about in his chat. He said something, or I said something to him about getting kicked off, and then he's talking into the camera and he says he got kicked off too. And then he tells why he got kicked off, and then I tell why I got kicked off in chat. Less than 2 hours later, we were both kicked off again. And it said, you cannot talk about why you were kicked off of Facebook on Facebook. That was the reason they kicked us off that time, is just because we talked about it. Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You can't tell no one why you got kicked off when they ask you why.
If you ever get curious to how many people's watching you, when you go to Facebook, go up to your search bar and type in fact checkers. And you will be surprised at what it will pull up.
Oh, the fact checkers, they're supposedly fact checking your page?
Yep.
Yeah.
Monitoring everything you say.
Yeah, YouTube is weird these days, for sure. I think everyone's cracking down. The only one that's, I don't know what's going on with Twitter, but now Elon owns Twitter because he wanted to change it so people had more of a First Amendment platform to go to. So now I saw that he bought a bunch of stock, and then they still wouldn't let him make any changes to the company. So then he just ended up buying the whole thing. He thought buying like a certain percentage would get him access to make some changes, but apparently you have to buy the whole company to make changes.
I told you we should have just bought it, Chad.
Well, I mean, we were thinking about it, but I was trying to move some money around, and I couldn't get it on time. Elon beat me to that deal.
Yeah.
Would have been nice, though. Oh, Andy says I'll be leaving Twitter soon. Yeah, a lot of people are leaving it.
Well, that's what we're hoping Parapost is going to blow up, man, because it's an atmosphere that's totally different and non-judging. You know what I mean?
Chad, I'll be right back, all right? I gotta step
Okay, no
away for a
problem.
second.
All right, no problem. Melissa says, I got reported for telling my Hispanic lover that I was going to stab her with a fork for not bringing me a tamale. What are you talking about?
That's hot.
Bad part about it is I could see Melissa doing it.
I could too.
Same here.
Man.
Sounds like we all know Melissa.
Yeah. Something about being raised in a family of dudes.
I know, right? But she never had to worry about nothing, that's for sure, because
hell
we'd have killed somebody over. Still will.
Yeah, she's awesome. You can definitely tell when she's in the chat. She brings a good vibe.
She should have been on this panel with us.
Yeah, Melissa, what are you up to? She's like, I don't want to come on camera.
She probably already laying in the bed. It is early for her, trust me.
She's a night owl. She's got the good passion. That's right. You can't say blow up. You can't say blow up. Especially if you're on an airplane, right? We don't want to say that on an airplane.
Yeah,
Jake says, I think I love that woman. Yeah, she's awesome. My mom draws blood when she stabs. Well, yeah, I would say. I mean, most people, you know, when you're stabbing, it's usually the objective. Cassie said, I think we all love her. Yep, for sure, Cass.
Definitely.
Yeah, her mama, man, you talking about the sweetest lady you ever met in your life.
Yeah?
And she's got great parents. Her mama and her dad, great parents.
Aw.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Her mom is actually the very last living sibling of the older generation. She's the last one left in our family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sucks to lose all the ones with the knowledge, man.
Yeah, but we just
That
thankful that they passed it on. You know what I mean? And now it's our turn.
They're still with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you from experience, it sucks to be the adult. I'd so much rather go back to the kid.
Yeah, isn't that crazy to have moments in your life where you're like, damn, I'm an adult? It's like this was so much easier when there's adults taking care of the situation.
Yeah, us looking at mom and dad and aunts and uncles for everything, and now you got all these kids looking at us like,
Well, yeah, what do we do next? What's the answer? I don't know. Melissa says, I haven't slept in 2 days. 600 milligram caffeine coffee. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that coffee. That website looks sweet.
I'm telling you, and the new one they came out with, butter pecan. I tried something the other day. I made a pot of butter pecan, and I went to the grocery store and I got the actual Southern butter pecan creamer and put in it. Dude, you taste like you drinking a big old piece of butter pecan cake straight from Louisiana.
Oh man, that sounds great. That does sound great. Some of the cheaper coffees that you buy at the store that are flavored, you can tell that it's got like a fake flavoring to it. But yeah, if you spend the money and get some good coffee that's flavored like that, it tastes awesome.
The way that Iron Bean does it now, if you buy a bag, it's one price. But if you go on like the mailing list, to where you get that bag every 2 weeks or once a month or however you want it shipped out to you, you get another discount on that bag just by doing that.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
There's Mr. Laverty. He said, there
you guys contact me. We will get you the Parapost Network Central here on Facebook. Oh, thanks, man.
There you go, brother. That's where you need to be.
Man. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I starred your comment, so I'll look back at that when the show's over with. My Aunt Peg says she's hooked on Pete's coffee, but it's very pricey.
Yeah, well, Iron Bean coffee's not cheap. I mean, you get a bag, I think it's like $17, $18 plus shipping. But if you use our promo code, that basically pays for your shipping.
Promo code PD.
That's right.
PD, yep. And you said you also get another discount if you order it by like a subscription service.
Yeah. If you get on the subscription, I think it's $4 or $5 off per bag.
Oh, that's a big chunk.
Yeah.
Chad, could you give us a little background music? Maybe a little of the first floor audio? Appreciate that.
Oh, some background music?
Oh, first floor audio's in the house.
Yeah, he's saying why no music, man.
What's up, Lee?
Oh.
We got Lee and Lee. Tunes and bacon.
Tunes and bacon. Dude, don't be talking about bacon now. I haven't eaten anything this morning yet.
Damn, I know it. I'm hungry.
I could eat. But yeah, we can throw some first floor audio on here real quick.
Because you know time is an illusion.
Time is an illusion. So we go over here. If you guys want to know where I get this music from, you go to First Floor Audio YouTube channel, hit playlists, and then the one that I usually go to is this Lee G over here. It's only got 6 songs on it. You can either go there, or you're also familiar with the Alien Girl album. There's 20 songs on there you can check out.
We need a Chad Smith podcast playlist.
Yes.
What are we doing?
I'm not gonna beg for it, but I would like that. It'd be nice. But yeah, this is the one that I always jam to in the truck when I'm driving home from work in a snowstorm.
Yeah, in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah, man. It's the best time
Driving
to do it.
90 miles an hour.
Oh, you know what?
Giving me a
It's
heart
playing-
attack.
That is playing through. I still have this set up for the North Carolina trip. It just started playing through the speakers of the Mac here. I gotta go
The
through.
lyrics, dude, I mean, it's so spot on. Breathe in every second. The only time that matters is now.
The only time that matters is now.
Think about that, man.
Let's see
Some
if this
deep
works
shit.
now. Can you hear it now?
I can hear it.
Okay. I had to
Coming out
change
the UK, folks.
Coming out of the UK, please put your hands together for Lee from First Floor Audio. I had to change some settings around. Big Willie still had it changed. It's coming through the speakers of the computer.
Big Willie.
Always touch.
Sweetly morbid.
Pushing buttons.
What'd you say, Sonny?
Big Willie's always touching shit and pushing buttons.
Yeah, but he was doing good over there in North Carolina. He was helping me out pretty. He was being pretty helpful.
I was very impressed with the podcast out of the hotel room.
Oh, thank you.
It sounded
impressed.
amazing.
I was pretty impressed with the Wi-Fi, we were just using my phone as a hotspot. Worked pretty good.
Awesome.
Coming in
I
5
jumped
by
on
5.
Art from my hotel room, and Spooky and Eric didn't need me. I was like, dude, I'm gone. You guys
Yeah.
don't need me.
Yeah, the Chop Shop was fun on Friday. It was just too bad that Eric had to leave when he did, but the first hour was incredible.
Melissa, she says I feel like giving away some free shit.
Say what?
She's gonna start auctioning off stuff that I own. We're gonna have to get her out of here. She's gonna start auctioning off my Oracle cards and stuff. So you guys have known each other. I mean, you're cousins, right? You've known each other your whole life, right?
Yep. I was there the day she come in the world. If I live, I'll be there the day we go out.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I really like that area down there. I don't know what park we were at, but we walked like this nature trail that went right by the river.
Yeah.
I like that area down there. It looked a lot like Michigan.
A lot of good fishing.
Yeah? Yeah, the water, I noticed the water was like a copper color. I don't know if that was from the tannins in the water.
It looks that way coming out your kitchen faucet also, by the way.
Oh, does it really? Some strong well water. Yeah, Sam, live in the moment. That's what this song's all about. The only time that matters is now. Mysteria Dragonheart says this is my jam. Yeah, guys, go check out First Floor Audio on YouTube. For sure. She says 36 years.
Melissa, are you really that old? God,
37 next month, she says.
you're making me feel really old now.
You're older than she is?
She's the baby of the family.
Oh, man. Yeah, we just had this conversation over at my aunt's house. We were talking about how old everybody is in the family, and my aunt about fell out of her chair. She's like, how old are you? You're turning how old? Like, yep, I'll be 33 this year.
Oh, Lord. Melissa said I tried to kill her.
Oh, yeah? With mint tobacco?
She'll never ask for another dip.
She asked you for a dip?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've been told never to do that. It'll make you throw up.
I got Papa Willie like that when we were kids. I was chewing, and he was he was in trouble digging a trench. It was summertime. He wanted some, and I told him, "Yeah, it works the best when you're working." So fucking sick trying to dig that ditch, dude. It was funny.
Oh, jeez. 37 is Jesus' real number. Oh, yeah? Sweetly Morbid says 37 is a beautiful age. She said she was 10 when she got that, huh?
That was 37 was 10 years ago for me. A long time ago.
Long time ago.
I have trouble remembering when I was in.
Yeah, Jake, I would be totally down for going back to North Carolina. It's a nice state to go to. It's cool
Next
seeing
time
the ocean.
next time y'all come back, hit us up, man. We'll pop together y'all a really good investigation.
Oh, that'd be fun. You'd see me scream like a baby. I get freaked out easily.
Oh, really?
Like you said though, you gotta do more and more investigations, kind of get used to it.
Oh, yeah. The more you do it, the better off you'll be.
Yeah.
I don't know about getting
Yeah.
used to it, but you got to go try it, Chad. I'm telling you, something makes a noise, and you know that there can't be nothing in that room because you just walked through. There ain't even nothing in there to fall over. You know, it's just an empty barrack. Yeah, and something smacked that wall hard.
There's an old school here, not in this town, but in the town I graduated from, Saline. There's an old school that's got like a bomb shelter, a nuclear bomb shelter. And I went through that when I was a kid. I was like one of the only people in my class that was interested in it, and I asked them if I could do a documentary on it. So I basically just walked down there with a camera and kind of explained when the school was built, why that space was put there, and I think if I went through that school again, because it definitely gave out some creepy vibes. Even right now when you drive past it, it just has like a weird vibe to it. I think that'd be interesting to walk through there. I feel like I would hear some weird sounds if I walked through there at night by myself. It just had a really creepy vibe to it.
I don't think any of ours had bomb shelters.
The only reason I knew that this was there is back when I was going to school there, on the outside of the building, there was like one of those yellow triangles, like a nuclear sun. So that's when I asked I don't know who I talked to, but somebody in the school system, like, what's going on with that? Oh yeah, there's a bomb shelter in there from the Cold War or whatever it was. I'm like, oh. So then I looked into it, and they let me go in there with a camera. I don't know if I was talking to the janitor or somebody about it, but got somebody on camera, and who knows where that footage is. That was from a long time ago.
Now I want to see it. Chad Smith's first documentary.
Oh man, I'd be screaming the whole time. And Jake's singing. Jake was singing this when we were on vacation. We were down in North Carolina. He's like, looking for Linda. I'm like, you got that song stuck in your head, buddy? Melissa says, I swear he's good company, Chad. I know you never really know. Till you get there and find out they might be just a crackhead. Yeah, you never know, right, Melissa? You just never know until you meet them. I was glad to find out when I met Melissa she didn't have a knife in her hand at the time.
Well, she might not have had it in her hand, but she got it
I'm sure
somewhere
she
else.
had some way of killing me on her. Yeah,
Oh, you better
was-
believe that.
she was prepared. She was prepared. Actually, I forgot about that till just now. I'm standing in the empty parking spot, and she comes flying in with her dad's truck, and thank God those brakes worked. She about locked him up right there in front of me.
She drives just like her dad, also.
Oh, I was creeped out. It didn't hit me until she stopped the truck. I'm like, oh, well, hi, Melissa. Thanks for hitting that brake pedal. And that song takes me back to the road. Yeah, man. We were jamming all kinds of music on the road. Then you guys went live on Chop Shop or on my channel. That was cool. Listen to everybody talking for a few hours while we were driving.
You know, that's one of the best parts of going on an investigation like that. The time you get to spend on the road. I told my guys, I said, you know, if we could put a camera in our vehicle and nobody paid attention, just let it record on the travels to our investigations, we'd probably get more views than we actually would on the investigation.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
There's one guys I watched. There's somewhere over the pond. It had something to do with what's her name, Kara? Remember her, the witch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh.
Kara from...
Somebody from her channel. When these guys start and they leave for their investigation, it's nighttime. They put their phones or whatever they're using to record or go live with. They're live. They set the phone on the dash and they record the trip. And there's usually 3 of them in this little vehicle they're in. All 3 of them dudes singing. They sing all the way. And it's funny, man. They're laughing and singing. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to watch them. Yeah. But yeah, so that's a good idea because I've seen those guys do that, and that's actually my favorite part. Is when they're driving there, they're all joking, and yeah.
Some of these
Yeah.
shows, it's less about the content and more just about the personalities, man. There's some cool ass
That's what
people
it is.
out here,
Those guys
man.
are funny, and then they have that accent, and then they're singing songs like, you know, just American songs like American Pie songs, and it gets me, man.
Sweet
It's-
Home
yeah,
Alabama.
all that stuff. Yeah, and then they try to when they do those, they do their Okie accents, and that's even better. They all try to do a Texas accent, and yeah.
Yeah, she said, Robert, I took them to the Hitchcock Creek and we climbed mountains. I went to the wrong trail. Yeah, she had us walking up and down like we were the first ones making that trail. I'm like, are you sure this is the right way? Yeah, she said she forgot her knife, and we also found a needle. Yep, we did find a syringe out there. Right next to the truck.
I'm surprised that's all you found.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that building is there. There's a big brick building. It looks a lot like a place here. It used to be called Peninsula Paper Company.
Yeah, it used to be an old cotton mill.
Okay. I didn't see any signs around there that were explaining like what that building was, but pretty cool area.
What's up,
Probably
Eric?
use the river or something for power. Or to
Yeah,
use
that
turn the
little. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Bullshit, Melissa. She says we don't have an accent. Yeah, right. Everyone. That was one of the first things I noticed down in North Carolina. Everybody had an accent. And then they were. Yeah, Big Willie went to the gas station and he said that everybody in there was complimenting him on his accent from like his Michigan accent. He's like, my accent? They're like, yeah, you got an accent.
Just don't come to North Carolina and ask them to spell that.
To ask him to spell it. They never believe me when I said I slipped and fell on it too. Slipped and fell too on it. Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun trip. I'm glad we went. Melissa says, "Oh, I just thought it was just another crack house."
Well, there's plenty of them around here.
Oh yeah, Aunt Peg, I'm sorry about that. I swear we were looking at a shot glass for you at the battleship, but we just weren't sure if you really needed more shot glasses. Aunt Peg's got so many shot glasses. And they're all on the verge of being all smashed up with that dog running around the house. Gonna have to put him in a different location. Jake's got a new puppy and he's running all over that place. Oh my lord!
What kind of puppy do we got?
Jake's got a brown pit bull puppy.
Aw,
He's about a year old now, I think.
I want to see him.
Oh, he's awesome. I don't think I have any pictures on my computer. But yeah, he's a pretty cool dog. She says, I collect them. I always need more. All right, well, we'll just have to go back to the battleship then. And that's our excuse. Gotta go back.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm definitely going back to that place. I didn't realize that we were going down there during spring break, so it was kind of busy. But it would be nice to go down there when there's not as many people.
Yeah, just go ahead and rent it out, man. Go in there and do you an all-nighter. Y'all would enjoy it. You would have a ball, man.
Oh, yeah, I think I would too. Definitely get some crazy vibes in there.
That's one of the places that I don't mind recommending people to go because I know there's nothing harmful there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You just get some really good paranormal experiences in there as far as sounds, voices, tapping, knocking, stuff like that.
Yeah. That's sweet. I'm going to drop the link to Eric because we haven't been on here in a while. And
Does Eric want to be part of the staff meeting?
I'm sure he probably would like to be.
He's got some
Our
good
in-
advice.
Our invite-only staff meeting that we've got going on. I forgot how
we've heard about North Carolina, but Sonny's been a little quiet about Vegas. He doesn't have any inside scoop, any dirt he wants to share, any.
Yeah,
Because it was Vegas.
Sonny, how awesome was Vegas,
okay.
man?
You gonna keep it there?
Oh yeah,
What happens
yeah. I
in
gotta
Vegas?
keep most of that shit there.
I like when the band was playing and you could see Sonny grooving a little bit with the music. He's like, yeah, Sonny getting his groove on.
That's because that lady was singing to me.
Oh,
Yeah, there's stories coming out of Vegas are very limited. So, what does that? What does that tell you?
that's what they say.
What happens in Vegas stays there, apparently.
We hope.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get
There's been some STDs that haven't stayed there.
Yeah, Robert, what he's talking about when he seen me grooving in Vegas to the music, I got a message from Cass that said, Sonny, you look like you're having fun. I was like, yeah, it's fun here. He goes, I know you're live. I was like,
It's fun. I mean,
I
Vegas
looked
is
at my
fun.
phone like, what the fuck you mean I'm live? And I looked over. Some jackasses.
Vegas is a playground for adults. Simple as that.
Yep.
Well, that's what it's all about, man, is having a good time.
Right on.
Oh yeah, Diesel Girl says, I know Jim must have told him some good stories. Yeah, especially hanging out with Jim Goodall. Hey, we got Eric backstage. I'm gonna bring him up.
Told them some good stories. Yeah.
Hi,
Ladies and
Eric.
gentlemen, if you want to be entertained, please go to this man's
Goodall.
channel.
Here we got Eric backstage. I'm
Look at-
Oh, bro, you got us playing on. You got YouTube open, bro. We can hear ourselves.
If you want to be entertained,
Hold on, I'm
please
rookie.
go to
I'm a
this
rookie.
man's.
All right. My
There you
bad.
go. How's it
I'm a
going,
rookie
man?
mistake. Had the audio on. Man, I missed you guys on Tuesday. What the hell? I'm driving around. No Chas Smith show. You guys
Yeah.
putting this rerun for me?
We just wanted to.
First episode ever when you guys go somewhere to give us something.
We just wanted to keep the airways clear so that you had the most amount of people that you could have.
Today's great.
Yeah, man. That show last night with Unidentified and Connor and Dr. Wu, man, that was so good.
I gotta tell you, Spooky. You know, usually a lot of times when people come on, we usually do pillow talk just for like 20 minutes to get more people in. But last night I just went right into it because
It was bam.
You feel it. I'm gonna tell you guys something. A lot of times next morning, we're older. You wake up kind of sore. You do. You're older. I don't know if it was the energy last night. I swear to God, I woke up this morning like nothing was sore. I felt like $1,000,000.
That's cool,
Was
man.
it a solid energy from last night? I don't know, but I just feel so.
It was
good,
something
man.
about doing that nighttime show. The energy was hot.
You know, no, Spooky. I was worried because I did a double feature yesterday. I did a double feature. I did an interview with the other
That's right.
guy in the daytime because I accidentally double booked. I didn't realize I double booked.
And that was a good show.
And so I don't cancel on people. So I'm like, well, I'll just do 2 shows in one day.
Yeah.
Now, PDRP, I was listening to you guys earlier, and you're talking about you have this new box that kind of a for EVP ghost noise. What megahertz did you say that you were guys trying to get to?
0.1 hertz to 500 hertz.
Okay. I was just curious. Is it? And what was the main reason you said that it was it's the human part that we don't get to hear during those hertz?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, your human body everything operates on a frequency. Everything.
Yeah, I love this stuff because I was a cable guy for over 22 years, and I understand about the hertz between the 0 to 900 hertz in the beginning stages, and then of course it went from 0 to 2000. Now, a lot of splitters you buy now start from 5 megahertz and up because in cable, the 0 to 54 megahertz was considered the junk hertz. It was considered junk. They would put radio stations on those because audio picture just did not work well on those hertz. It just double fielded and all that. So I was curious. So your box, is it like triggering? How do you guys filter out the noise? Because I know in the 0 to 54 is they consider the junk file, and you guys somehow filter out, make sure that it's not polluted with outside interference?
That's right. We run it through a guitar amplifier with a noise reduction pedal and a reverb pedal.
Okay. I'm intrigued by this. I love specs. I read specs.
Oh yeah, I like hearing about that kind of stuff too.
Cause like in the cable world, we all know the biggest problems people have is usually the double bars, and that's because of electricity. And of course, gold plated. Everybody used to buy gold plated filters and splitters. Yeah. They don't understand that gold sucks for anything with audio or cable because gold is a conductor. It conducts electricity, so it'll actually fuck up your TV, even though it costs double the price of a silver splitter.
That's right.
You're asking for trouble. Then of course, when you get double images, that's different. That's ghosting. That means there's a break in the line, and you're getting 2 images hitting the TV at the same time. And what happens is one signal is 1 second behind the other second, and that's where you get your double ghost.
Yeah. And so that's where we're at now with it. We're trying to get the attenuation set on it because you got to get the attenuation down enough to where you're not hearing all the static, and it's clearing it out to where you can actually hear and understand the words and sentences that's coming through a little bit better. And we're getting close with it. It's just, it's going to take us a little bit of time.
Well, yeah, because you got to really well build it. You got to get the outside interference out. You can't use gold. You got to use silver, and there's a lot of things to it. There's a lot of things that can cause double issues. Like even simple as a cable braid. Cable, there's a braid in it. On a real cable, there's a braid, and you got to take the braid and bend it down. If you leave one braid up, it's like an antenna touching the cable wire. You don't even know it. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong. So I appreciate you guys really spending the time and trying to really build this out so there's no interference.
Well, what got me started on it is amateur radio. I have amateur radio license, and that's what's got me into the frequency part of it. Because on amateur radio, we communicate from 0 megahertz to 200 megahertz.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, according to the studies that I did, human body operates between 1 hertz to 7.9 hertz.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a frequency zone somewhere in
There
there
is.
to where I can get down to a spirit realm, and that's what we're searching for.
See, that's why cable companies got rid of the radio stations from those hertz, because it was bleeding too much over, because nobody had perfect wirings. So when you don't have perfect wirings, any little small issue will cause another issue.
Yep.
Hey guys, I'm sorry guys, I'm a cable nerd. I worked in the business for 22, 25 years. I moved to Maryland because of the cable company. They transferred me over there from Washington to Maryland.
And the guy that was on here with me earlier, Brian Horton, the co-founder of the group, he works for Spectrum Cable here in Rockingham, and he's a business tech.
See, I'm telling you, I think the best investigators are people that used to work in the plumbing business, cable business, because they understand the sound and how things need to be built perfectly, or you're going to get, you might hear sounds, but you might accidentally get a radio station unless it's built properly. So it's a very important when you buy these boxes, who you're getting it from,
Exactly.
and what kind of love in it. Because you could buy if somebody says, well, we build this at a Radio Shack, you know, that's going to be a piece of shit. Radio Shack parts, come on, give me a break. You know, you're going to have interference, but if it's really well made, that's where you can say this is real. This is more authentic.
And see, there's a lot of the parts that we're using, people laugh at me for what I'm paying for them, but they're coming straight out of ICOM.
You have.
Oh, really?
I hate to say it, you can't buy cheap parts if you want a clear sound. Just like Cable World, you know, like now everything, of course, analog is gone. Basically, it's all digital now. But even digital, you gotta have perfect wiring, or you're gonna have squares, you're gonna have breakups, you're gonna have double images.
That's right.
The equipment you have, the wiring itself, everything has to be melted perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a cable king. I used to fix everybody's cable on the internet and all that. So you guys have cable problems, just call me. I'll come over and fix them.
Did you ever get free cable?
Oh, when you work for them, oh hell yeah. Oh yeah, you got everything. I mean, first of all, remember guys, before digital, it's so easy to rip off cable. You split it 5 times to every room. I mean, with no boxes needed.
It's one of the best movies ever, Cable Guy.
Oh yeah, you know, remember those days and most everything you got, right? Back in the day, when you want free HBO, free porn, everything used to have traps for every HBO, Showtime porn. And back in the day, if you want those free, you just send somebody up in the air, or unless it's underground, you pick off those traps, and you got free channels. Now, They say they went to digital on purpose because
the more you know.
Every analog channel, you can add 10 digital channels to every analog. So one analog equals 10 digital channels. The real reason they went to digital is because they can scramble it, where you can't steal it. You got to have boxes. There's more for theft than saying we just want to give you more channels. No, they want to save more money so you don't steal it. You can't split it. But when you split digital so many times, it really degrades to the point where it squares. Where analog, you split it, it gets grainier, but you can still see something.
When I was a kid, those boxes weren't up in the air in an apartment complex.
No, everybody had a black box.
No, in the apartments, those boxes you're talking about, got the filters on them. Those were on the ground. Those weren't in the air.
Well,
I used to open those and take a regular standard screwdriver, a skinny one, and stick it in that tube, and it would fit the nut perfect, and you could just unscrew it.
Yeah, I still have. It's like a little star. It's called a star symbol. It's like little perfectly. And a lot of people don't remember this. Like people used to have black boxes for all the big boxing matches. You know, the Mike Tyson and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you watch these matches, there's always be a program from the cable company. If you call this number, you could win this money. You could win all that. What they were trying to do is get the dumb people to call in who did not pay the pay-per-view price, who had a black box. They were trying to catch all those dummies. And you'd be surprised how many of those people called to be in a contest when they're not even paying for the event that they're watching. And that's why they did those.
Wow.
Yeah.
We became a cable show today.
Yeah, I mean, it's just cool just to listen to. I mean, that's cool where it started because we're trying to figure out like different frequencies and
Because
it's
there's a
good to
lot of
have-
expertise in here, man.
Well,
Yeah.
in the paranormal, it's all about the frequency. I mean,
Exactly.
there's frequencies and trying to find that frequency that's not really being used. It's now like he was saying, it's prime time now for these boxes because remember the government took away the analog and forced all digital because they own the analog now. So now there's actually more clear skies in the analog spectrum versus the digital. So it's prime time to get voices with a good box machine. Now there's still interference because radio still runs on digital and FM band and AM band, so that's still out there. That's still in the air. The cable bands are gone, but not the radio stations. So it's still important to have a good, solid equipment.
Yeah, well, see, it's going to be a challenge because once I get the receiver like I want it, we can't transmit there. Our human voice cannot talk that frequency. So I got to figure out a microphone issue to where I can speak that frequency.
It's going to be play and error. You're just going to, like you said, you're going to have to just speak and hopefully you get a response back from the other side. We all know that's hard enough to get as it is, even with the stuff now. Now trying to figure out that frequency and hopefully you get a response back. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of work. That's effort.
We've been experimenting here recently with our digital recorders. Take a digital recorder and you go buy different frequency microphones and then you're recording through the frequency of the microphone versus the frequency of the recorder. So we got a bunch of them.
That people don't realize the frequency of a microphone, there's different brands and they might not be exactly the same. All because you've got this one, like say I got to go with this one. I get the same one, the same hertz. You might not get it because even though it says it, they're built differently. So
That's
even
right.
the brand itself, you got to stick with and experiment with before you try all these different brands. It's a process. I'm sorry, Sonny. I'm taking over your show again.
I'm just laughing at Melissa in the chat. She's cracking me up. She's gonna send Robert some tape. She said, I really, really need a VHS to VCR adapter. I gotta see what's on these videos. I'm not watching the one labeled sex tape, though. I'm gonna send that one to my cousin.
I got a VHS player still.
She says, it was my uncle's. I just don't know if he recorded the TV or himself. We'll have to send it to Robert. He can be the test subject.
Don't you guys remember back in the day when you only had like 2 channels of cartoon channels? So you had the VHS to record one cartoon channel while you watch one, and you take the VHS later on to watch the other channel because there was no 24 hours. There was only cartoons only were playing like 8 a.m. to 12, and then the afternoon 3 o'clock to 5.
Yep.
God, times has changed. Now you got 24-hour cartoons and.
Man, I remember when 9/11 was going down, I was like, man, this is something that we're going to want to remember. And I remember putting a VHS tape in and hitting record. And who knows where that's at now, but I definitely remember saying this needs to be recorded, and now you can just go on YouTube and look up anything you want.
So the real question is, did Sonny tell us all the dirty stuff in Vegas? Come on. I know what stays in Vegas is supposed to stay there. But come on, we're all family and friends here.
Yeah.
Did you win any money, Sonny?
No, I didn't. I didn't win no money. I lost some money. But Enzo probably, yeah. Enzo won some money. He did good.
Yeah, you did really good.
Yeah,
It was a one for all of us.
Did you guys find anything interesting?
Did we find anything interesting?
Chad, I'm talking about Chad's trip. Did you guys run into anything very interesting?
Oh, nothing paranormal, but we did go on the battleship, North Carolina.
I was listening to a little bit of that. You guys talking about it. Wow.
Yeah, I can't stop thinking about that place. I definitely want to go back.
Well, remember battleships, man. There's a lot of deaths that happens on those ships. I mean, not just because of war or anything. I remember I was on my ship that I was on. I was stationed to the Mellon up in Seattle, and a lot of these ships have fires and stuff. And when there's a fire breakout on a ship, I mean, a lot of people die from it because there's no running, escaping it. And fire and heat in a ship, it just becomes super heat.
Yeah, I can
And you
imagine.
pass out and stuff. And, you know, a lot of those ships have a lot of deaths. So I can see a lot of spirits and a lot of, you know, things happening because of all the people who died on those ships. Not practice, wartime,
Right.
nothing. Just
Well, the North Carolina too was hit by a torpedo.
yeah. I have a nephew who's a medical person for he's in the Navy, but he's actually on a Marine base. So he's on a transfer. Forgot how they call it. He's actually a Marine, but he's Navy, and he's stationed out in North Carolina, and he helped out during that storm.
Okay. Yeah, the thing that I didn't realize when I was on, I mean, when you're on that ship, it just seems like nothing could be powerful enough to manipulate that ship like a little toy. But then you get on YouTube and search, you know, like battleship on the ocean in a storm or something, and the bow goes under the water damn near, like water comes flying over the bridge, and it's like, no, that ship is tiny.
If you ever want to hear stories, you talk to my brother, Dr. Wu, because he was stationed on the Blue Ridge in the Navy, where their ship goes all around the world, and they hit some major ass storms. He could tell you that a lot of them were scared that this big ass Blue Ridge ship that carries the colonel feel like they're gonna flip and stuff. And you can't. It's hard to believe how powerful the ocean really is versus even the ship out there. It's
right.
You know, I mean, my ship, the Melon, wasn't as big as Bob's Blue Ridge. It was half the size, but that ocean's, man, it's very powerful. You don't win against the ocean. You don't win.
Right. No, Mother Nature always wins.
Exactly, Blood. Yep.
I tell you a fact about the battleship that we learned when we were there too. You know, whenever you had to go to sick bay and you were going to be in sick bay for more than a day, if you wasn't circumcised, they made it mandatory you get circumcised on the U.S. North Carolina.
What?
Yeah, seriously.
That usually happens when you're a baby.
Yeah, I was already circumcised, so I'm perfect.
Yeah, well, a lot of them back then couldn't because they couldn't afford it. You know, now it's part of the process, but back in the day like that, and a lot of families couldn't afford it. They actually, when you go into the sick bay of the U.S. North Carolina, there's a big poster on the wall that's got how many people were circumcised and everything. It's a big write-up on the wall about it.
Oh,
I'm so glad Jamie's not here right now.
I can't imagine getting that done as an older person. Wow.
Peg said, Chad, you should have joined the Navy.
Oh, I would love to see Chad in a Cracker Jack suit.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of the same with boats as I am with planes. I think I figured out why I don't like airplanes. I think it's because I can't get out. Like, you're trapped in a tube with a bunch of people and you can't get out of it.
But you know,
I think I'd be the same way with a ship.
The Navy's awesome if you want to travel around the world, because the Navy goes around the world versus almost any other service. So if you're that kind of a person, you know, Bob, brother, you know, he's been Japan, he's been Guam. Actually, he got stuck in Guam. He got stuck on Guam, and he was telling the story where the ship dropped him off, and then there's such a storm hit in Guam, the ship had to take off. So there's 5 of them that were stuck on it, and they were eating these foods with this village, not knowing they were eating shrooms. They didn't know that the shrooms that was in their food was, you know, the trippy kind of shrooms.
Right.
And then, when the ship came back, and out of 5 of them, they told everybody, do not mention nothing to your boss on the in the ship. One of them, of course, cracked and told, and they all got in trouble, and they all had to do this shit because one person could not keep their mouth shut that they accidentally ate shrooms. Well, they said accidentally. I'm always questioning, like, are you sure it was an accident?
Right. Maybe they just needed a break.
Your ship's gone. You're there for 4 or 5 days, so they come back.
I can't even imagine being on a ship on mushrooms.
No.
Well, they were on land because the ship took off because of the storm, and they got stuck on the island because the ship had to leave because it was a big storm. Because if you're near the shoreline, that's where the ship could get more damage. It's easier for the ship to not get damaged if they're out in the ocean. So they had to leave, and they were left there, and they didn't come back till like 3-4 days later. So they were stuck in the village and eating with the people. You're in the Navy, they don't have that much money because usually they're married, their family, their wives taking their money, their husbands taking their money. So,
Right.
you're eating out the village people, and
Yeah.
they all love Navy people in Guam.
Huh. Yeah, it was just shocking to me how much engineering goes into the ship. There's just so much. There's so many switches, and you just be walking down the hallway, and there's just valves all over the place. Like, how do people know what this valve does?
Everybody has a job. Everybody's
Yeah.
assigned to a job in the Navy, and you know that job inside out. Just like
The
on
freakiest
boat.
ones
You
I
know
ever
that
went
shit.
on was submarines, man. Those are wicked. They're so
Crazy.
tight quarters, man. It's like claustrophobia.
Oh yeah, it's like you're in a CT scan the whole time.
Well, spooky. What some soldiers would do is they'll get stationed on a submarine on purpose, and they go out for like 6 months. When they get back, they get to almost pick and choose where they want to go because they consider the submarine like a insanity because they're locked
Oh,
in.
you paid your dues for sure.
You paid your dues.
And I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, fellas, I believe I'm going to get out of here. We got to get ready for a couple more podcasts today.
Yo, you got
man,
a couple more podcasts?
Yeah, we got Lost in the Static. Paranormal Static today, and I got some other podcast that Brian's got us booked for here in about an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, wow, yeah, that's a lot of time behind a microphone, man. But we really appreciate your time this morning.
Oh, no
yeah.
problem, man. We enjoyed it. And like I say, get up with Brian Laverty, man. I'd love to see y'all boys get on Parapost with us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you
good.
so much
Yeah,
for that.
appreciate the shout out there.
All right,
you have
man.
a good one, but yeah,
All right, buddy.
thanks a lot, man.
All right. Had a good one, man.
Later, Robert.
Later, brother.
That was fun listening to him earlier. I'm always intrigued about the equipments they use and all that. And,
Yeah,
'cause
man.
they make them, so that's why I was curious what goes.
Yeah.
What they do because the equipment is so important to how it's made that you don't want an Amazon $10 cheap shit.
No, that box he held up looked very well built. He's using good quality stuff.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, and like I said, you definitely, if you know of anybody in the community that's making stuff like that, you want to support them instead of supporting some like a Chinese company or something on Amazon.
Well, it's a lot of work. It's more work than people think it is, to get the right equipment, to do testing. How do you really test equipment, especially with ghosts? You got to be at the right time to even hear ghost voice. And more or less, you're trying a piece of new equipment, trying to catch one. That's dedication.
Oh, Roach says the valves and pipes are color coded so that you know. Yeah, there's a whole sign up that showed like how the pipes are color coded and there's different stripes and paint coded and stuff. I was very impressed with that ship. Especially like the boilers. Man, the boilers are crazy. Boiler rooms and the gear reduction system and stuff for the props. It's a lot of engineering that goes into that.
Was it a private tour for you guys, or you had to go with like other groups?
It was just like free range. You just walk and follow the blue arrows.
Oh, really? So you just pay money, you just go on and walk around?
Oh, we had to pay money, yeah, but there was it wasn't, we didn't have a guide.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think next time, though, I'm going to pay the money to have a guide because I like learning all the different information, instead of reading everything. I like being stopped and being like, this is where this happened.
No, I've never done this, but we have a town across the water called Bremerton, and they have a big Navy base, and you could actually pay money to spend a night on a ship in one of those bunkers with kids and stuff. They have a couple nights a year that you could do that.
Oh,
I always
okay.
thought about doing it, but I always think, man, do I really want to sleep on a piece of metal now? I'm older. That stuff don't feel good as once you're young.
Oh, yeah, those racks didn't look comfortable at all. It was just a bunch of springs.
No. But it's cool that you can rent a night to stay on a ship.
Yeah, he said for $700 you can rent the whole ship out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it $700 each or a group? I'm sure each person.
No, for the whole ship.
Group?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why he was saying if you get a couple groups together, $350 a group or whatever, and then you split it up between the members of the group.
And then let you bring like equipment on and trying to do like a ghost hunt and everything, huh?
Yeah, you said you could sleep right there. I kind of joked and said I'd be putting a tent right on the front deck, and he said, well, you could. They'd let you camp there. Yeah, I didn't know that. Maybe next time, instead of staying in a hotel, we'll just stay on the whole damn ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Staying on the USS North Carolina for the night. I can't even imagine. That would be so much fun.
Oh, man.
But it helps out with, keeping up with the maintenance of that ship. I'm sure there's a lot of maintenance that goes on.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Even when it's just docked in the harbor.
When you're out in the ocean, you're constantly painting the ships over and over again. People don't realize how much paint that goes on a ship because the rust and all that. It's the salt from the ocean. They're constantly painting those ships all the time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't stay that color on its own. There's painters. Your job is paint. Almost every month, you got painters out there repainting it.
Wow. Yeah, and like the tool room, there's like certain areas of the ship when I was walking through, I was like, oh, I could see myself working here. I don't think I'd want to be one of the guys running the guns or anything like that, but yeah, when I was walking through the machine shop, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool if this was your job, or you just woke up and went to the machine room or the machine shop and started making parts and stuff that the ship needed.
No, we want you to swap the deck. We'll give you a parole.
Yeah, that's fine with me. When I was in that turret, I'm like, man, there's just so much going on in here. I don't know how they knew where to fire and where to aim. There's just so much stuff going on in that computer room, and I don't know. Looked really sweet though. I was very impressed.
I've only seen the outside of them. I've never been in one.
Yeah, I didn't know we were allowed in. I thought that's why I was so confused that there's an annual pass. I was like, oh, just to walk on the top deck, and then found out that you could actually go in all kinds of areas and engine rooms and cafeteria and all kinds of stuff.
Hey, Spooky, is that Navy base still there in San Diego? My brother did boot camp in San Diego.
We got like 5 bases here.
He's still there. I remember when Bill Clinton became president, they wanted to shut down a lot of the Navy bases, and San Diego was on one of them was on the radar, and it was like, that place is beautiful. When my brother graduated there, of course we went to San Diego.
Yeah, the only one that I know that closed down was the naval training base on Rosecrans Boulevard, and that's where they turned it into the USS Midway, and that's you can go on that. Anybody can just pay a little bit of money and go on there. It's like a museum now, but you're still going on a ship.
Yeah, the next one I want to do now is the Intrepid over in New York. That's actually a lot closer to me than North Carolina. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to.
My favorite bases over here in San Diego are on the island of Coronado, man. That's where they got some sweet bases because it's so beautiful over there.
Yeah, I'm sure. We don't have, like we have up here in Michigan. We have the Great Lakes, obviously. So there's like some shipwreck museums in the northern part of the state. Up in the UP, there's a museum up there I want to check out too, but haven't been to it yet.
We also got the Miramar Air Base, which used to be Miramar Naval Air Base. Now it's Miramar Marine Corps Base.
Oh, okay.
See, Chad's lucky because if you're another country, if you want to try and take out America, living here in Washington, because the Bremerton base has nuclear on these ships, we're the first one to get blown up. Nobody wants to blow up Michigan because Detroit's already bad as it is.
Yeah.
There's no win there. They're
Yeah,
gonna
blowing up
other cities. I'm just
blowing up Detroit would be a waste of a bomb right now. So that's good to know.
Just like I used to say, living in Fresno is probably the safest place to live in the whole of California because who wants to bomb Fresno? You bomb San Francisco, you bomb LA. Nobody cares about the valley.
Fresno.
Actually,
Yep.
Actually, if I was a warlord, I would kill Fresno right off the bat because people know how to use guns. If you know what I'm talking about in the valley. So people that live in the cities, they don't know how to use guns. City people don't know. They don't know nothing. So I'd rather blow up the valleys versus LA or San Francisco because they're all, soft people, I call them.
Mm-hmm.
Fresno will fight.
Try to fly a plane over to blow up my house to see if I can't shoot that plane down.
See?
Give me a target. Give me something to do.
Just try me.
Fly over and it's just Sonny and Jim go all out.
Like that. Open them bomb bay doors. See if I can't shoot that bomb before you can let it go.
Open the bomb bay doors.
There's an island called Minorca that has a graveyard full of sailors that died during the Navy's First World Tour. Ooh, that'd be a good place to do an EVP.
During the Navy's First World Tour. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, on Twitter. Roach can be contacted on Twitter. Yeah, we'll have to get him on the show. He said he was a, what do you say, a gunner mate? Yeah, I can explain everything, Chad, if you want a breakdown. I was a gunner mate. Oh, sweet. Well,
get him and my brother on. Oh, you'll learn everything.
That'd be great. Yeah, that would be a great show. Something that's a little different than paranormal and just learn all about how the ship works, and that would be awesome. I'd be down for that.
Well, there's people that experience paranormal in those places, so I'm sure there'll be a little mix of paranormal in it.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah, Roach, do you have a Twitter account? Or you said you do have a Twitter account. If you could drop that in the chat, that'd be awesome, man. Casty will get you all booked up on the calendar.
Yeah, we follow him.
Oh, okay, on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Sweet.
Who are we talking about? Who's the guy? Who's his channel? Is that the Navy guy?
Roach, yeah, the I Believe podcast right here. Yep. I'm not sure of his schedule on YouTube, but he does, he has a YouTube channel and he has a podcast that he streams live. You guys can check out. Today we have UFO Garage is doing a show today. Thirsty Thursday. 6 p.m.
right.
Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern.
I already
Also,
set my reminder.
Eric, formerly known as Gypsy Road, he
It's
has
at
a
noon
show
today.
at
It's at
noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, on Thursdays I moved it to noon.
Yeah, I heard that last night when I was listening to your show. I'm like, oh, okay, new time slot.
There's only one thing about the show that needs... the show needs a little bit more of that puppy dog. We need more bulldog, man.
Yeah, more bulldog.
Oh my God, the dude during the interview. I don't know if you watched the interview during the day yesterday. My dog went crazy when my son's friend came over. It just started.
Oh, that's why she was barking.
Yeah. And remember, I did the interview with those two about the ghosts. I kind of did that on purpose so the dog feel more comfortable with them in the house. But hey, I got some ghost stories from them. So
That was cool, man. That was cool to see your boy.
that was awesome.
And they told us about PB&J waffles.
Oh yeah,
Cassie
peanut
says
butter
we
and
rule
waffles.
the world.
Peanut butter and waffles. Wow.
Yep, that's good stuff.
And my son's 23 years old. I never saw him in his life put peanut butter on waffles. Like, what? Peanut butter
I
on
put
waffles.
peanut butter on waffles.
There's a lot they don't tell us.
Well, I had an uncle who put peanut butter on eggs when he cooked eggs,
Oh,
and that's just
I've never done that, but
My thing is fried chicken and waffles.
now. Now my
Oh, no,
wife
don't start
hates-
talking. I'm getting
now,
hungry now.
my wife hates it when I make
hungry.
homemade tacos or I make homemade burritos.
Here we go.
Because my wife hates it because she doesn't like the sight when I take ketchup and pour it inside my burrito.
Oh hell no!
She does not like it. I'm like, I go think about it.
It's white boy hot sauce.
Hold on.
white boy hot
Burrito
sauce.
is almost like a hamburger. Instead of a bun, you have a tortilla with the meat and cheese. So what's the difference of the ketchup being on that on a hamburger? It's almost the same thing. It just you're wrapping it instead of a bun.
Hey, man, you better quit while you're ahead.
Yep.
Hey, look, somebody wrote ketchup on mac and cheese. See? Now we're grossing everybody
I've done ketchup on mac and cheese before. But ketchup, or what'd you say, peanut butter on eggs? I've never heard of that. I don't know
my
about
uncle
that.
loved peanut butter on
That's
eggs. He
crazy.
loved it. Well, peanut butter is a magic thing, Bring it Bigfoot hunting, it helps you with demons. I've learned that on my channel with demon hunters. They always have peanut butter with them. It helps with the demons.
They're just hungry.
Probably is.
They just hungry.
Mac and cheese hot sauce goes on that.
Oh yeah.
You know that Korean stuff with the rooster on it, on the label, on the.
Oh, sriracha.
That's it. I call it the cock sauce.
Cock sauce, yeah, man. Yeah, sriracha on mac and cheese. That'd be
sriracha
great.
and mac
I'm
and
getting
cheese.
so hungry. All I had was coffee and.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Making me hungry.
Well, me too. So we gotta get off here and have our little company meeting real quick, and then I gotta go eat. I haven't eaten anything today. So guys, make sure you go check out Robert Humphries, the co-founder over on PD Regional Paranormal on YouTube, and check out his podcast, PDRP Paranormal Static podcast on YouTube, also on the Paracast Network. And go check out our buddy here, Eric, formerly known as Gypsy Road, over on Paranormal Highway on YouTube. He's got a show coming out today at
Some
noon
good stuff
Pacific.
on it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
3
I got
p.m.
good
Eastern.
stuff on it.
Oh yeah, of course. You always got good stuff on there, man.
I'm gonna drop the link right now for UFO Garage's show tonight.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Those are
Yeah,
the nicest guys in the world. Sometimes I'm
Ben
like,
Joe?
are these guys that nice?
yeah, they're really that nice. It's pretty
Man.
crazy to run into people like that nowadays, huh?
Isn't it? Isn't it? There's
I
just
that was
asked Ben
the
to
funnest- that was the
Ben to
funnest
send me
ever.
something yesterday. It was sent in like 30 seconds.
Me and
Really?
Me
Dude's
Joe and
unbelievable.
Deanna and my nephew Josh went and had a real nice dinner. And then about 8 hours later, I threw that real nice dinner up.
What?
Well, that was a waste of money. I hate when that happens.
no, man.
Whew.
Oh,
A lot of drinking.
just got to go with the toast.
Yeah.
Yep. Dry toast the next morning for breakfast.
All right, man. Well, today was a good show. We got back into it. Got to get back in the groove. So we'll see you guys over on Gypsy Road's channel at noon, 3 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll see you tonight over at UFO Garage for Thirsty Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I think that's it. Anybody got anything
Paranormal
else?
Chop Shop tomorrow night, folks.
That's right.
Paranormal Chop Shop
Pinata.
tomorrow night. Yep.
Love you
Same
all.
time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Whatever that time is, Pacific. 7 Pacific. All right. I'm getting off here. 6? Yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll get back into it. All right, we'll see you guys. Peace.
It sound right, boys.